We are live with the official session 1 of Occultist Obscura. We did some session 0 stuff to get the characters all made and getting to know each other. I'll give you guys a quick recap of what we quickly talked about and did for the story to get us up to here. You guys, specifically Aegir and Gwyn, you were approached by an elven historian, a very old one. It's a rare thing to see an old elf. He approached you for a certain sum to obtain some old tome that was lost to history. You paid quite a large amount to get this done. You were traveling to a relatively dangerous part of the world. So that was part of that compensation. You guys retrieved the tome using your occultist abilities that only an occultist could do, or someone who could mimic an occultist abilities using magic device, I guess. And you retrieved the tome. And you guys are waiting for your boat back. Are there any discussions you guys want to have or chat about as you wait for the ship that should be coming back within a day? Mad Max, they should be coming back to pick you up.
I'm confused. I thought they didn't leave. But
they left, and they said they'd be back to pick you up in about a few hours or a day. And if you miss that, they'll be back in a week. They weren't. They weren't just docking there for you. This was kind of like a voyage that was traveling around, and then they're coming back around.
Okay.
So if you missed the return trip, if you guys took longer,
a few hours before leaving.
Yeah.
Well, I hope we get the return trip because we don't have the supplies to last here a week.
John, how confident am I that I would be able to scavenge probably some food for us here?
You guys saw there were a flock of rabbits or whatever that bird thing was. There were creatures you could eat here for probably a few days in this vicinity. The thing that would concern you most is the dangers of this area. There was a ravenous plant creature that you guys defeated to get this book. Yeah, I mean, this area, the tundra is just known for harsh creatures and stuff, but you're on the outskirts, so you're not too worried about. You could also fish and stuff. If you worst comes to worst, you guys could survive like 3 days comfortably, and then after that, you might start being scared of what's going on. But
fire though, is there firewood around?
Yeah.
I guess I shouldn't worry about that too much. But you said about conversations. I do. I won't RP it, but I do have conversation with about spirits and stuff like that. I'm sorry, I'm not good with names. Character name. Aegir, that's right. Okay, so I do have a conversation with Aegir around the fire or whatever about spiritualism and stuff like that, and deterministic futures and stuff like that. So.
Sure. I will happily give my point of view on that.
Raz will approach Gwen. Let's just. Sorry about earlier. I don't usually work with people.
She just glares at you.
He will hand over basically a cure light potion to you, if you will take it.
That's right. She did get injured.
Yeah, and he's basically the fault of it. I just need to know if you take it or not.
No. I just turn around and walk away.
Okay.
Just a reminder, you guys did find a random silver key that was pinging some off the use of your wand that detected psychic impressions. I don't know if you guys want to look at that any further while you're waiting for this boat, or have any discussions about it.
I don't know. Is it offered up? I mean, I'll take a look at it.
I think she came out of the water and she just like had it out. Like everyone saw it, I'm pretty sure. So.
Yeah, I would have handed it to Aegir as whatever pinged from I would have just like came out and like handed him the keys.
Yeah, so the whole party was there when that happened. So you all saw this silver key. I don't know if you guys care about it or talk about it.
Is the silver key decorated any specially? Like, does it have any special decorations?
Yeah, you all can give me
just like a key.
Yeah, you all can give me perception checks, and I'll give you more or less detail based on how high you perceive it.
Did you say all of us or just Ender?
Whoever's examining it, whoever wants to look at it.
I thought I dragged myself out, but okay.
I just got rid of you, unless you need your token there. Just because it was odd having one token out and no one else's token out.
I mean, we can take 3 on this, no?
Yeah, I guess I'll just bring everyone's character out if you want.
Right. John, we can take 3 on this sec, can't we?
The only person that can take 20 is the one holding it. So if you each take turns holding it, you can take 20 and look at it closely. Oops.
I guess then that comes down to if Eagle lets anybody else hold the key.
Yeah.
I suppose I just look at it. If it's not any special, I put it in my backpack or my satchel or whatever.
Yeah, so if you want to take 20, which you almost did anyway, you'll notice that there is... Do you speak Halfling?
So before we go any further, John, what do you want me to do about my languages? Because I know last time we kind of skirted around the fact that I originally did want to take Draconic.
So take Draconic if you want Draconic.
Okay, so I need a sec to see which languages I chose.
Sure.
I do
Actually, pretty sure I don't either.
But anyone with relatively high int, meaning 10 plus, can tell that there is some... the key is just a silver key, but with a 20 perception or higher, you can notice there is some halfling phrase or something written on the side of the key. Engraved in it.
I will point it out to Gwen first, and if she doesn't react to it, because my intelligence is not that high.
Mine is not either. I just shrug at you.
Yeah.
I mean, my character is very smart.
I will ask the smarter of the elf, not the grass and ears elf.
Not the dumb elf. Okay, cool.
I mean, that's subjective, right?
Yeah, so, Ender, you can tell it's halfling, you just don't know what it says. If you don't have the language.
I'm pretty sure I do not speak half.
Well,
so,
oh my god, why is this taking so fucking long?
Guess we're just bringing it back home. And not going out for adventure looking for it and potentially missing the ship.
I do not speak Halfling, but it does have writing on it. Like symbols, or is it literally like?
It looks like to be a word or a phrase. If you don't speak the language, it's hard to tell, I guess. But it's just like a block of letters together. So it could be initials.
Is there a linguistics roll I could do, or?
No. If you don't speak the language, there's no way you can know what it says or the meaning of it. But yeah, it's a simple matter to find a halfling to translate it for you if you guys want.
Okay.
Once we get back,
we don't really see anything like that the key could be used in.
Not around you. You guys want to go look for something that it could be used in?
Nope.
Not at least.
I don't want to miss the ship.
I mean, the key was found in the water. Maybe the chest is in the water. Maybe the chest is somewhere nearby. I don't know.
You guys can spend another time.
Fair
I
enough.
mean, if I can spot it while we're walking back, I will try. But
Yeah,
Like,
I'll use...
want to go look for it.
Yeah, you guys are killing time waiting for the boat. You can look in your immediate vicinity. I'll give you your take 20, which is a 29 perception. Who else is looking, I guess, for...
I'll give him a hand and say them guys, but we'll put it to 30.
Alright, you got a 30, take 20, so 2 minutes, you're searching the immediate area. You shuffle around some snow, you kick up some snow, and yeah, you don't see it. In the immediate area you're in, it's clearly not here. Or at least in your 2 minutes of searching, it's not here.
Alright.
Unless you guys tell me anything specific you're doing. I'm just assuming you're at the shoreline, and you're looking there. If you want to go back to the water, if you want to go back in the water...
I want to look in the water. Potentially go around and use the wand I have.
Okay, I will stay at the shore and make sure that we don't miss the boat.
Yeah, so the water, you could see, you're like 30 feet away from the shore. So everyone can see the shore, you can see the boat coming far away. There's no chance you're going to miss the boat. Unless you guys travel further in, which I don't think you're doing. But, go to the water, A-gear. How many times do you want to use the wand? Or just once, use the wand and search around the area?
As many times as it takes to walk all the way around the pond.
Sure. Just give me 2 charges of your wand. You can click it twice, just to waste 2 charges. Or you can manually reduce it, whatever you want to do. Perfect.
There you go.
And we'll keep one of these up here so I can reread this. It's a range of 40 feet. Okay. Yeah, you don't get any pings from the wand by searching around the water area.
Alright.
But with a 30 perception...
Okay, I lied. I want to detect magic into the water.
Okay, sure.
That's a 60-foot range.
Let me just read detect magic.
How do I make it ping?
You'd have to go on your spell sheet, your spell section on your
I'm
character
there.
sheet. And then there should be a little sword icon next to your spell. That's how you, like, deploy the spell. Although you don't need to if you don't want to, because I'm just reading the spell anyway. That one's read magic, but whatever.
Well, there you go.
You do indeed detect some magic at the edge of your radius in the water.
Okay, I will let everyone know there is something magical down there. At the
God
edge of
damn
the
it,
water
do
or
I
at the
have
edge
to
of the
go
range?
swimming again?
Is it at the edge of the range of the spell or the edge
Yeah,
of
it's
the
like
water?
right at like the 50-foot, 55-foot mark. You can detect a magical aura.
Okay, so I tell them I detect a magical aura, but it's pretty far down.
And if you give me a knowledge arcana, I can give you more information about the aura you're detecting.
I mean, is anybody good at swimming?
I think none of us are good at swimming, but I have I can breathe underwater the longest, so.
Yeah.
That might be true.
Ooh. Ender, as he's concentrating on the spell, will realize that it's giving off a faint strength of the school is abjuration. Faint abjuration magic.
Okay, I'll probably mutter that. Very faint abjuration. Definitely abjuration. But very faint, and it's pretty far down there.
Okay, I think what we came down to was you would technically have the best check for it, Mini, if you basically wouldn't have your armor, because then you could just do it with Tech 10.
I will, if it's at the edge of the range, that's 60 feet, right?
Pretty much.
I will start taking off my armor and prepare to jump in the water.
Get that and get back up like within time, because how far can he sink and get up in a round run?
Let's check. I'm just gonna bring you to the map.
Because let's just figure this out before you still jump in the water. It's like, well, it will take you this long, and that is more than you can breathe. So.
I mean, I think I still have the best swim without my armor compared to everyone else. Since
he has to roll, you can just take 10 and basically move, as long as you don't get into a fight. It's more just with the amount of you having to move. If it's basically like, can be fine with your constitution score holding you with. It should be fine, yeah, but
it was
better safe than sorry. When you don't
like
jump
2 times your constitution rounds, right?
Yes.
That's
nobody's got any rope, right?
Someone's got to have some rope, right?
I do not.
None of us. Remember, John. None of us are very strong, so
no.
I basically trimmed everything on. Okay.
One of us is.
Yeah, I'm also kind of strong. I get a +2 on top of my strength bonus. Because of my spirit.
So I'll just.
How much can... Go ahead.
I'm just gonna mark quickly where you detected that magic, and I'll just remind you that it is about 55 feet down. So you detect it right over here, and I'm just gonna write something here so you guys know. I'll just say 55 feet. Oh, that's tiny. Let's do that. Right around here.
Okay, yeah, and it's a quarter or half your speed as a full round action. It's the amount of movement you can swim. So yeah, you should be fine.
Yeah, I should be more than fine.
So getting down is going to be faster. If you just unless if you're not weighing yourself down, then you have to swim down. But if you add some weight to yourself, you'll just sink, and then the only checks you'll need is to swim back up.
So I have a rules question here, John. How much control do I have over a summoned creature?
Complete control. Unless...
Complete control.
A caveat is if you summon...
Them?
Huh?
Can I communicate with them?
I believe so.
I think that comes right down to what he means by communication.
Yeah, so innately the spell will give you the ability to say, like, go attack that. But if you want to tell it to give it, like, specific instructions, you need to be able to speak its, like, language.
Okay. What if I just want to... What if I just want to direct it to a certain place? Because I could... Technically, I could summon a dolphin. Okay.
Is this summon monster?
Yes.
Okay, let me just read it quickly.
Okay. I could summon a dolphin and direct it to drag you down to the bottom pretty quickly. Dolphins swim pretty fast.
I would suppose it's just communicating emotions, unless you can...
Yeah, the spell specifically calls out it will automatically attack your opponents to his best of ability. If you can communicate with the creature, you can direct it not to attack particular enemies, or perform other actions. So you'll actually need to be able to communicate with it. The spell innately doesn't let you do that. Innately, the spell would just say it's going to attack the closest thing and do the thing.
Okay, so while I would argue that dolphins are pretty smart, I probably can't communicate with it, so I probably won't suggest that. Okay, well, I guess we should at least tie a rope to you, right?
Do you have
we said
rope?
Nobody had any rope? Okay. I do not have rope.
So...
Okay, then I will just fret. My character will fret.
I think you have someone with good survival. Just a reminder, there was a viney creature that was over to the right of you right now. You could, with a survival check, cut the thorns off and fashion a vine, use the vines as a rope. It won't be as strong as a rope, but it's something.
You know what? Sure.
I mean, that's a pretty smart idea.
Yeah. Razatan with, I'll say this takes about a minute. You can just shave off the thorns, and you can create, this will be a 60-foot coil of vine that you can use.
And let's say like 5 feet gets cut off and tying it around him.
Yeah, sure.
Well, when that's done, I will jump in the water and let myself go to the bottom of wherever.
And again, basically just agreed on if he like yanks in it, we are just all free to pull as fast and hard as we
Alright,
can.
we'll decide that before he jumps in. What are you doing? Are you doing like one pull as a pull me up, I'm in trouble, or what?
2 quick pulls.
Two quick pulls.
2 yanks. Yeah.
Sure.
And you have the key with you, right?
I do.
Okay.
No, I'm just jumping in the water without the.
I mean, he might just bring the thing out, who knows?
No, I will bring the key down with me. Might be better to open.
That depends,
Whatever's
because if it's
in-
like paper that's in there, then that's not gone completely afterwards.
It would. It depends on what kind of box it's in, but if
Yeah.
it's in a chest, it would be gone either way.
But it's a magical chest, potentially. But yeah, like a lot of things can go in with it, who knows?
Alright, so you sink into the water, the cold water. And around, you have dark vision, right?
I believe so.
I think everyone does. Just wanted to make
Yeah,
sure.
he's ASMR. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I have low light, but
Oh yeah, elves only have low light unless you took a trade or whatever. But anyway, you sink, and around the 50-foot mark, you see it. You see the glint of a silver chest. It's kind of sideways, maybe a quarter of it's like submerged into like this bedrock, this like coral reef kind of structure. It's just kind of like sitting out on the edge. But yeah, give me a perception check as you see it and looking around as you're sinking down. Yeah, that's enough to notice 3 large-headed creatures with numerous teeth. And they kind of look like a goblin from the waist up, but then from the waist up they look like a little goblin creature, but then from the waist down they look like an octopus. It has like octopus tentacles. You can give me a knowledge. I think it's nature, but let me double check.
we cannot see this, right?
No.
I have no knowledge.
You have no
Just-
knowledges?
oh,
Okay, I'm just double
no
checking
knowledge
what
at all.
for later, because you could probably tell them about it later. It would have been, so I remember, I haven't done with many aquatic creatures. I'm assuming it should be nature, but
I mean, what else would it be if not nature, right?
I don't know. Looking for aquatic.
Well, if they're extra planar, they'd be planes, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If you're in a dungeon and underwater, dungeon, right?
I would say that comes down to the creature.
Yeah, actually,
If it's
don't.
a summon creature, it might be a Kana.
True. Yeah, I don't actually see this subtype listed in their list, but I'll just throw that under nature.
Sure.
For future reference. But yeah, you see 3 of these creatures bobbing around near this chest. They don't seem to have noticed you yet, as you're still floating down towards it.
I will float like 5 or 10 more feet towards it. If they look at me or become aggressive, I might have to yank at the rope. But so far,
Yeah, as you're about 10 feet from the chest, and 2 of them kind of suddenly jerk their heads toward you, and then they start like swimming toward you, and the third one sees the other ones and starts swimming toward you. They look to be aggressive. They bare their teeth.
all right,
You're
I
hungry.
will yank at the rope and start swimming up.
All right, you guys.
Okay, well, time for all of us to pull.
Yeah, you don't need to make a check if all 3 of you are just pulling him up immediately. I'll just say he can get yanked up faster than these things can swim after you. You can kind of be pulled out of the water.
How far are they following me up?
So, are you watching? Are you looking behind you as you're getting pulled up?
I'm looking at them.
Okay, then they'll stop at like maybe you're like 20 feet from the surface, and they'll stop, and then you just keep being pulled away, and they'll kind of bare their teeth at you, and you kind of hear or you see like bubbles like going out of their mouth, like they're saying something, but you don't understand.
Can we see even 20 feet below the surface, John?
Yeah, give me a perception check, DC 20. You could see them. Razatan, you do see them. The description I said before, you see like these goblinoid octopus creatures.
Okay, so let's just go. What the fuck is that?
Anyone who hits a DC 20.
Damn it! I cannot see him.
That's nothing new, Ender.
You can describe it, and he can make a knowledge check at a penalty if he wants, but...
I mean, I'll try. Nature?
Yep. They're pretty easy to identify. Yeah. With just the basic description of a goblinoid creature with an octopus bottom, you know that to be a Grindilo. They are chaotic evil, usually aquatic. Oh, sorry, the main type was there. It would have been dungeoneering. Whatever. I'll just use your check.
I have that. I think I have that too.
Whatever. It would have been dungeoneering. But anyway. Yeah, you know that they are small, aquatic creatures. They're very unthreatening to you. 3 of them might be a little bit of a fight, but in general, they're very weak creatures.
John.
Yes.
Since I could see you 20 feet away from me, can I quickly pull my crossbow and try and shoot?
Sure. There's penalties for shooting into water, which I'll have to look up.
Yeah. I mean,
well, let's just make an attack roll and see if it's even close first.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so would it still be within 30 feet at this point when I try to shoot it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we using Finding Helene?
Yes, it should already be on your sheet. And automatically doing the thing.
Elephant in the room?
Yes. Combat adjustments underwater. I'll just use that because you're attacking into water. Oh, there's actually a section for attacks from land. And what did you roll? 18.
Yeah, which would actually be 17, because I'm fairly sure I'm adjacent to an ally. Unless I can take a 5-foot step away from my allies.
Your bolt you'll lose the bolt unless you want to go into water. But yeah, you'll see the bolt with its speed hit the water, and then it kind of slows down, and easily the creature moves out of the way, and then they swim deeper.
What is the penalty for shooting into water from land?
Attacks from land, people in the water have +8 bonus to AC.
Damn, okay.
If you're attacking from land into someone who's in water.
Yeah.
If you were already underwater, you would just have a -2, and they would have no bonus if you jumped in the water and then shot them in the water.
So I will ask.
So it actually would have been more like stuck in and shoot.
I'll ask Aegir. What was down there? Was a chest down there, or was it a door?
These creatures were circling a chest, stocking some bedrock coral reef kind of thing. I couldn't get close enough before they noticed me and came looking for a fight.
Like a big chest? Was it actually just resting on the bedrock, or was it like embedded?
The chest was about a quarter into the coral reef, and it looked like it was like for you, a human-sized person, it was like this big. For a halfling, it looked like it'd be like a full a big chest, but for you, it'd be like you could grab it with two hands. And
embedded?
It looked like a quarter of it was stuck in the coral reef. Yeah.
So around a quarter of it or so was in the...
So you'd have to actually open the chest under there and empty the contents. You don't think we could actually get it to the surface if we distracted those guys?
I mean, we have a shovel. Be good to, pick at it.
I suppose that would work if you guys distract the Wendylos or whatever they're called. I can try and get it free.
You want to try that? I mean, I can summon creatures down there to distract them.
There's also the possibility of us we can go fishing, though I don't mean that in that kind of morbid way, but if you slowly bait them up because they seem hungry, I can take pop shots at them if I dig my head underwater. How long do we have, would I estimate them before the boat would arrive?
It should be within the next few hours. You're not sure.
So we have time to basically for doing this for a
bit.
Yeah.
What do you think,
Gwen? Off for basically going fishing. There you go.
I mean, if you want to stick your head into ice cold water and try and shoot swimming creatures.
Let's try and do this. I stick my basically what I would do, John, is basically the upper part of my body. I would basically lay down, put my body and arm in the water, and then I would take it back out. How am I feeling after doing this for a split second?
Just about the temperature of the water, you mean?
Yeah, but it's quickly in
it's
and then
not
out. It's
freezing, but it's cold. So you just feel like a shiver, but nothing mechanically.
I can probably do this for at least a bit. Just probably not many hours, and it might start giving me at least a bit of frostbite.
So I look at around. I'm not going in the water.
Well, no shit, you'll drown.
And these two seem to be very resistant to the effects of the water, but I'm not.
If you try and distract them, if you summon some creatures to distract them, I will go down there. I will try and get the chest out. If I can't, I will open it and get back up.
Alright. Then I guess you will get the shovel, which currently Ender is holding.
I suppose, yeah.
Okay.
You would need something to hack.
It's a good thing we brought that shovel.
Told you we need it. John, when I poke my head into the water, how far can I see?
You can see maybe 30 feet.
You with dark vision?
You have dark vision or low light?
I have dark vision.
You have dark vision?
Yes.
Yeah, you can, if you stick your head in, you can see 60, 50 feet down.
Oh, so I can see them actually, currently.
So yeah, you can see the chest, and you can see the Grindylows swimming around it. There's 3 of them.
So shooting into water, it was -2 while fighting underwater with a crossbow.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's more with a normal bow, right?
No, I think just anyone firing underwater, any ranged attack.
I thought it was something special when with a crossbow was either maybe you didn't get range penalties because you aren't pulling, it's just mechanism stuff.
Let's double check.
So, while you're double checking, I will let you know the range on my summon monster is only 30 feet. So you gotta get them closer. And when I summon, I'm gonna summon a dolphin to distract them, attack them, whatever. It's only gonna last 2 rounds.
I think that's fine.
Do you have any input, Gwyn? We're thinking about trying to lure these things away so we can get the chest.
I mean, I might just be able to shoot them from here, and then we'll see just how that goes for a bit.
Yeah, because you're doing piercing damage. There's no modifier for movement. Like you don't have. There would be an additional penalty if you were not doing piercing damage. But range attacks underwater, attacks with other ranged weapons take a -2 penalty on attack rolls for every 5 feet of water they pass through, in addition to any normal range penalties.
It's all ranged weapons. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, all ranged weapons, and you can't use thrown weapons in underwater.
Ah, okay. So that's what it is. Okay, and it's currently 60 feet of water basically that I will be trying to shoot through.
Yep.
Which would be divided by 5.
Yeah, we got to get him. We got to get him closer.
Yeah, you're not gonna have a chance unless you roll a nat 20 to hit him from this far.
Yeah, because that's like minus
24.
Yeah. Yeah, that ain't hitting. Plus the additional -2, right? For just doing it underwater in the first place?
No, that's the only penalties. If you were swimming in the water, there'd be a penalty for if you don't pass a swim check, if you were like swimming. But you're just staying on the land and you're just sticking your head in and trying to shoot from the land, so it's not that bad.
Yeah, okay. Then if we had to basically get Bodega's check, do we know their AC?
Yeah. Their base AC would be 15.
So to put them to a 50-50 chance, they need to be within like 15 feet.
I mean, they seem to take the bait before. They just wouldn't get any closer to the surface.
Yeah. John, how much? If let's say Maxi was wearing his armor, would he able to just stay afloat, or no, he will start sinking?
I think if you're wearing any sort of heavy weights, you'll start sinking. Once you actively like anything above like your normal weight, pretty sure you'll just start sinking.
So like if you go above light load, you will start sinking.
I would say so. I mean, if we want,
I mean, I can
look it up.
I can give you guys armor. If you guys want to fight underwater, I can cast mage armor. At least one person.
I mean,
if we're gonna fight them in water, unfortunately, I think Gwen is probably our best bet. She has the highest con. She could stay underwater longest.
I can't fight underwater.
Yeah, not that well. That basically is where actually he does better because of the piercing rules.
My blade is fire, so it.
That too. Yeah, you can't actually do shit.
Yeah, we ruled last time that I can't do anything with it underwater, so I literally.
Oh well, I mean,
can't
you can
do
make an
jack
explosion
shit to them. Yeah, explosion and
blow yourself
kill
up.
everyone. Yeah.
So,
well,
yeah,
I explained to Aegir that I can give him a magical armor if we want to try to fight these things underwater.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's fight them underwater. I can. Yeah, I will try and help fight them underwater.
Yeah.
Okay, so we want to try. Yeah, we want to get them closer to the surface.
So what's the plan?
So maybe if we do the same thing as we did before, where we sink you down there, but when they follow you up, stop at 30 feet, and then just continually 5 step back, see if you can get them closer and closer and closer to the water, the surface. Yep. I will summon the dolphin to try and help you. You only got the dolphin for 2 rounds. When you memorize a spell, John, can you cast it more than once? Or do you have to actually memorize it twice?
We're using spell slots, so you'd have to memorize it how many slots you want to use. So yeah, you'd have the second thing.
Okay, so I only have mage armor. I have vanish. I have summon monster, and what's my last spell? Infernal healing. The mage armor is going to last an hour. So you got that for at least an hour.
Yeah, I think like 10 seconds of having a dolphin is more than fine if a Raz keeps shooting.
Yeah, you're gonna
at
need
them,
to
not at me.
At 15-20 for me to actually potentially be able to do anything at all.
Yeah, hopefully you can draw them to the surface. Even at the cost of like attacking them and then like withdrawing, you might take an attack of opportunity, but But still, getting them like to the surface would be
Yeah,
preferable.
I think the plan is to get them as far up as possible.
Yeah.
And hit them.
Okay, so that sounds like a plan. What about using? Did you say you could do a fire whip, Gwyn?
No.
No. Okay.
I don't think anyone was mentioned something about a whip.
But yeah, you do have like as much as you want to know about these Grindylows. Do you want to know anything, or I guess I can just tell you everything I can tell you about them.
I'm curious actually how hard they hit and stuff like that.
So you know, so you know that they have a ability. Why did this just move on me? It can swim backward as a full round action at 200 feet. That's like a special ability called Jet. It can just do that.
Jet backwards?
Yeah.
Really random?
As a full round action. So it can like catch up to you quickly if it wanted to. Normally it's 30-foot swim speed. It has these ones here you can see they only have their bites available. Usually they have spears, but these ones you didn't see they had spears. Maybe they will pull them out if you start attacking them. But their special ability is Tangling Tentacles. Although they don't attack with their tentacles, they can, on its turn, make a single trip attack against a foe as a swift action. It gains +4 bonus on that trip attack, and if it fails to trip, the creature can't attempt to trip the Grindylow in retaliation. Normally when someone fails a trip, you can trip back or whatever, but you can't do that.
Can you even trip into water?
I was just thinking the same
thing. The trip in water, I think it just gives you a penalty to your swim check, so it's like it basically, I think it just makes you drown more.
Or at least make it tough for you to get out. Okay.
Yeah,
what is the penalty?
Let's find out. Trip.
Is that with your thing on? What is your current plus on swim check, Maxi?
+4.
+4, then. Well, okay. As soon as the fight begins, you can't take 10 anymore. You will then actually have to start.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's still like at least a 10 and you're fine, basically.
I mean, it's calm waters.
Yeah, there's a 10.
So it would be a DC 10, I believe.
Yeah.
But
cast a spell.
I think we can. I think it won't matter. I think we can kill him.
Yeah.
Before it will come to.
As long as you don't get really crabby rolls and John just hit net 20s up the wazoo, yes.
True.
But dice will always decide.
Do we know if they can go on land? Are they like forced to being in water, or are they land creatures as well?
Let me double check.
I'll be right back.
I think if it has the aquatic subtype, I think it has to. Aquatic terrain.
I mean, if they don't have a land speed, I suppose they will just be bound for water.
Yeah, I think that determines it more probably if they have a land speed or not. I would say yes, they can, considering
they
have
do.
The
yeah, so these creatures could go on land. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, if they do come on land, then they are actually more fucked, because then it's no longer.
They move slower. They move at 15 feet, and yeah,
Well, I think we're just gonna fight them in the water, and if it comes to it, I will hopefully get pulled out, and if they follow, then we fight them on land. I guess that's That's the plan.
I mean, yeah, the idea is like when Jaeger casts a spell, it's him and Whitney on the rope, ready to pull.
Yeah. So, I think the plan is casting Mage Armor,
Okay.
get them up, cast the Summon Dolphin, whatever the spell is called. Fight them underwater for as long as possible, hopefully kill them. And if I start taking damage, or taking too much damage,
Oh, yeah.
I will get pulled out.
What were the to hit and damage on the bite, John?
Yeah, give me a second. If they do indeed have spears, the damage will be 1d6 plus 1. And if they do indeed bite, it would be 1d3 damage.
Okay, and the bonus to hit?
-2 on the bite, +2 with the spear.
Okay, so if they don't have a spear...
You don't see spears currently,
this...
but Ender will
Yeah.
let you know these creatures typically employ the use of spears.
Okay, so yeah, it's a +1 or it's a -2 to hit you.
I think it's fine.
And you will have, I think, 16 AC? 15?
Not if I'm not wearing my own armor. I will be on 15 with the Mage Armor.
Okay.
It provides a
It gives +4. Yeah.
Yeah. So 15.
Okay. And you shouldn't summon your thing until he gets closer. Because if you summon
I can't. It's 30 feet. They have to be within 30 feet. Well, that's
Yeah,
where I
but
can summon the thing. So.
It's fine, wait until like 15 or 20.
I mean, if you summon it within 30, it can swim and then attack.
Yeah,
I suppose.
Yeah, but I can't see them. So.
Yeah, that might also be a problem.
I will also have my head on the water if you basically need help beforehand. For some reason, you just give me a thumbs up.
Sure.
Alright, I'm just doing initiative now. If you guys want to roll your initiative, and we can just go in turns of what you're doing, and we can start as you jump into the water.
I forget I have to do that with my sheet, right?
Yes, I can also roll for you if you're having trouble finding it.
Damn!
So I'm basically just gonna place myself over here, away from everybody else, so I don't suffer any penalty. I'm on my lonesome, John.
Okay.
Do you have any weapons that you can use, Whitney? You can use my crossbow if you want.
I think the plan is for you two on the rope to pull him out in worst case scenario.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I will... Sorry, go ahead.
No, it was just to clarify. I thought that we would have you two on the road and pull me out if need be. And that would be up to Raz to tell you, I suppose.
Yeah, okay, so basically it comes down to 2 fingers means pull, thumbs up means summon. Earlier than the one. And I will relay that information.
Yeah.
Because I will have my head in the water the entire time.
Okay, I'm ready.
Yeah. Let's go.
Alright, unless you guys yell at me that you want to do something, I'll just skip your turns and just keep it on Aegir doing his thing.
Yeah. I will put my head in the water as soon as he jumps into the water, John. I have a constitution score of 8, so that is 16 rounds. I can keep my breath there.
I'm gonna do that thing where like you act like you're gonna push someone in. Oh, saved your life. Oh.
I can't even hear you because my head is in the fucking water.
No, but I'm actually like pushing it. I'm like pushing you. Oh, no, it's okay.
I turn around and I shoot Ender in the head with a crossbow.
Okay.
Sweet, I die.
Well, there goes that plan.
20 years of friendship ended over this joke.
Makes sense. I'm just fixing, I don't know why these token names are not correct. I'm just fixing this real quick. You are Ender. Ender. Okay. So Ender and Gwen, you have initiative, but you guys are just standing by, holding the rope. These Grindelows aren't doing anything. And Aegir, you are submerging in the water?
Yeah.
Alright, the vine is around you, and you start descending into the water. Anything in particular?
Once I'm 10 feet from the closest one, I will try and hit it with my spear.
You have 10-foot reach with your spear?
I do.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, you can start things off then. As you get 10 feet close, they all are alerted to you again. And if you have spear drawn already, they will start to
do you remember me?
spears.
You moving in water is a quarter of your speed.
Yeah, sinking, going up. Sinking is fast, but if you're going to try to swim up, or if they pull you, it'll be faster. But if you're just swimming naturally, yeah, it's a quarter of your speed. But yeah, you can give me an attack roll as they pull spears out, as you pull your spear out. That will definitely kill a Grindelo.
That's not the best part. Currently, you are one of the highest damage dealers because of the fucking dumb championship.
Yeah, I have a +4 on all my damage rolls.
You're +5. What do you mean? On 7.
+7, yeah.
It's just so bad.
They will swim up to you, so they'll get an attack of opportunity. You'll get an attack of opportunity on it as it closes range with you.
Oh, they don't have long spears?
No.
I guess not. Yeah.
So I get to do a attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
All right. I will roll that.
That will miss, unfortunately. And if that spear is 10-foot reach, you cannot hit something that's in melee with you. Just so you know, unless it has an option to choke up on it.
I don't think it has.
So we can deal with that on your turn. But this thing comes up and it will try to spear you. For a 14. I don't know what your armor is with mage armor.
That would be 15.
So that'll miss. It'll swing and a miss. Raz, these things are too far.
+1?
What's that?
Didn't you say +1 with the spear?
No, he said.
No, I said +2.
Oh, okay. Well, that's still wrong.
Do you have combat reflexes or more than one AO per round?
I don't believe so.
I don't think so either. But this thing will swim up, and you won't get an AO on this one. And it will gargle at you in some language you don't understand, and point at you, and then try to spear at you. For a 15, I think that will hit you.
Yeah. If equal to hits, then yeah.
Yes. And I will apply that damage to you.
Yeah.
They strike blood. Some blood trickles in the water. Aegir.
I will... So you said I cannot attack them.
You can move 5... You can swim a 5-foot step back and then spear them.
Yeah. I will try and do that.
Yeah, you can move a 5-foot step back.
Wouldn't that still need a swim check?
To do a 5-foot step, no, I don't think so.
Then this just gets weird, because then you could just 5-foot step constantly, no?
I mean, everyone does that anyways. Everyone 5-foot steps.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, it just sounds like a dumb way to get around swim check.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, they did hit you, so I need a swim check, and then if you don't pass a DC, you're off balance for your next attack.
Alright, I will do the swim check.
You're fine.
Yeah. I believe
you lap at the water.
Not drowning, because you now breathed in the water.
Yeah, I guess this is difficult terrain, so you can't actually 5-foot step. So you'll have to move. You can use the same swim check, but you will get an attack of opportunity if you move. They will
You can
attack
also
you if you
technically
move.
withdraw
I
action.
mean, are we gonna pull you up? Or are you gonna see if you can take them on your own, or?
I think I'm gonna take one more. I will do the summon dolphin or whatever signal.
Okay, I'm getting a thumbs up basically.
Remember,
and
I can't see you.
It can, yeah, but it can start. So
I,
enemies,
Raz
right?
can see me, I believe.
John.
So
with
if I
spell-
summon them 30 feet down, the thing says it attacks to the best of its abilities. It can see in the
find
water
them.
and
Yeah.
it can attack.
Yeah, it'll see
Okay,
your party's in
so I'll
danger.
go. So I'm gonna summon the dolphin.
All right. Well, it's not your turn yet. When it's your turn, you can start summoning the dolphin.
On my turn. Okay, cool.
Plus, also,
Can
it
I-
needs to be my turn because I need to let you know.
It's fine. Free actions to talk and do
Oh.
whatever.
Is there any like disengage action?
Yes, you can withdraw. So you can fully say I'm withdrawing, and if they don't have reach, you can just start swimming away with no attacks of opportunity.
I mean, they
Before
do
actually
have
working-
spears.
Yeah, but their
Yeah.
spear, they don't have reach.
Okay,
They're tiny little spear. They have tiny spears for tiny creatures. So they're just like jabbing at you.
If I do withdraw, is it like a full action?
It's full round
or-
action. Yeah, you have to
It's a
withdraw
full
and
round action.
move your speed. Yeah.
Which is usually
Um,
double your movement speed, right, John? So he can then move half his speed in the water? That's
Yes.
how
Yeah.
John moves? Okay.
I suppose I will withdraw upwards.
I mean, that wasn't the plan,
Um,
right? As I can't at least help you.
Yeah, let me just.
Yeah, I will
double-check
withdraw
withdraw.
upwards.
a
Might
full
actually
round
just
action, W.
pull on the rope to have them pull me.
Help? Sure. Alright, what's half your speed? 15 feet?
15. Yeah.
Yeah, that swim check was good enough for this whole thing. So yeah, you can move your 15 feet, no attacks opportunity, and you can withdraw. Ender, you can start casting your spell if you wish. Alright,
That summons one dolphin. It says 1 round per level, but I have an ability called Summoner's Charm, which gives me half my level, minimum 1, so it's going to be for 2 rounds.
Alright, and this takes a full round to cast, or where's the cast time? I think summoning is usually a full round unless you have something that reduces it. It's weird that it doesn't.
I mean, it's just a standard action, right?
Nope. Some spells take full rounds to cast. Summon monster is casting time 1 round. Yeah, summoning spells are usually 1 round casting, unless you have something that reduces that.
I don't.
All right. So at the beginning of your next turn, the dolphin will appear, but
Okay.
you start conjuring it. Gwyn, are you, since Ender is busy, are you going to start pulling on the vine to help your friend or your brother?
I'll try.
Sure. Give me a strength check as you solo try to pull your brother out. All right, you will offer no assistance to your brother, unfortunately, as you kind of lose a little bit of the grip. But these Grindylows will give chase.
Okay, John, since I didn't have an action for last turn, could I say basically I would have hold an action until they got closer?
Sure, they're still far. So on they're still at 55 feet now. Right now, you can have a ready to action to shoot. At what range do you want them to be in?
Okay, so he was down at 50 feet.
He moved
Then
up
move
20, or he moved up 15. Yeah,
Yeah, so now they're at 35.
he's at 35, and they're giving chase now.
It's -2 per 5 feet, so that is currently 2.
I think you're at minus
17.
14.
Well, -14.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, why not? I have fucking 27 bolts. I'll give it a shot.
Sure. They will, or one right now swims up, so you'll get a ready shot on this one as it swims up to attack him.
Yeah, just.
Nah, 20. Nah, 20.
I mean, maybe. That is too far away. I will just do attack bonus -14 is what we got to.
Yep.
Yeah,
Minus 14. 8 will miss. Pew! It trickles off in the water.
Hey, they might also just distract someone. Maybe someone will start going for me.
Doesn't seem like it. It did not impede them at all. 12 will miss on Aegir. And Raz, you have a full turn now. Only one is within range still. You can ready another shot for the other one, or keep shooting at the other one.
I'm going to ready a shot for when they get even closer, because I'm gonna expect they get probably too
Give me a range, because maybe they don't follow, blah blah.
Fair, okay. Even if I say 30, then that as soon as one is at 30, it will trigger.
Yes, that's what I want to know.
So the spell will go off there, then there. Okay.
Just wondering, when that Grindilo comes into range.
Oh, you would get an attack of opportunity. It's a new round. Yes.
Yeah. I will try and hit it.
That'll miss, unfortunately.
Okay.
You're at like an awkward angle as you're getting pulled a little bit.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just kind of flail the little spear.
I will make a prepared action for shooting at 30 feet.
All right. Raz, you ready in action to shoot at 30 feet. So that will not trigger against the second one coming at 35 feet, same as Aegir. And swinging at him. For an 18, I'll give you another pierce to you. Another jab. Aegir. Another withdraw, or are you going to fight back?
So they would both get a attack of opportunity on me if I do the 5 feet step and...
There's no 5 foot step, but if you do normal movement, they both would get an attack of opportunity. If you withdraw, they both will not get an attack of opportunity. You are at 35 feet, so 35 feet to the surface right now.
Also, for some reason, health bars got turned off. I don't know why.
So just to let you know that the withdrawals are actually pretty a good idea, because every time they approach you, you're gonna get at least one attack of opportunity.
Yeah.
So
I was thinking the same thing. I will try and move up to 20 feet.
Yeah, once I'm just fixing
withdraw.
the health bars, I didn't realize they weren't showing.
Yeah, I just noticed, basically.
Yeah, we haven't done super crazy combat.
So yeah, but I will just do a withdrawal.
All right, you can move half your speed, so you'll move another 15 feet, so you'll be at 20 feet now. I'm just going to mark your token with 20 feet, so we remember where you're at.
No swim check?
Yeah, I need a swim check to make that progress. 13, and you were just hit. I don't know if that'll do it. Let's double check. I need to look up this. Oh, you're good. It's a small DC for calm water, which this is right now. The penalty for getting hit is not enough to deter you. So yeah, you can make your progress. You're at 20 feet. Anything else? I guess that's your full round action.
That's my full round.
All right. Ender, your dolphin is summoned. Let me get a dolphin out for you. The dolphin. Import. Dolphin. Configure ownership. Jaeger is now the owner of a dolphin. So yeah, you should be able to control that dolphin. If you click it, you should see it has attack with slam. So if you want to just do that, or I could do it for you. It's up to you.
yeah, I'm going to attack the one that's nearest to him, and
Sure.
my summoned creatures get a smite. I'm going to smite evil.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Once per day. And it basically is +0 to attack, but +2 on damage.
Okay. +2 on damage.
It's like
Got it.
each time you summon, or like how does the smite per day work?
Yeah, each time. Well, I can only summon 1 per day right now, but yeah.
Unless you have it multiple times, no? Like that just sounds insane.
I mean, it's only one
Well,
smite.
It's
per
a
creature.
one-time use.
Yeah, it's
Plus
one
two damage,
per
that's-
day. So unless I can summon something for longer than 1 day, it's basically 1 use. So.
All right. You should have a little.
So my
slam
slam is okay. So you want me to do it?
If you want, you don't have to. I can do it for you.
You can do it because I can't see very well.
Sure. I will target
I know
this.
the slam is supposed to be +3, and it's +1d4 plus. 3.
Yeah, so that will hit the Grindylow and do an extra 2 damage, so 6 damage is enough to kill it.
Nice. Go, Dolphin, go!
slams it.
His
Gwyn.
name is Bart, by the way. It's Bart.
Are any hand signals changing as you guys see 2 Grindylows die and there's 1 left? Are you still yanking them out?
I mean, we just get the last one down, and then he can, surface, get a breath, go back down.
Sure. Alright, no hand signals changing. Gwyn, you pull in. Give me a strength check if you're...
Pull him up, Gwen. Pull him up.
I'll give him a bonus. Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
You can
Nice.
yank him up 10 feet. He's now at 10 feet. No attack of opportunity because it's forced movement. So you're 10 feet from the surface. And Raz.
Yeah, so that one died. So that means I didn't get a turn, so my attack check never happened. This thing is not. This thing is going to flee.
You don't know that.
True, I don't know that. But I would be surprised if it didn't, considering another creature suddenly join and kill his friend.
I mean,
You can
just,
give me a
just
sense
do the
motive.
ready shot.
Yeah, you can ready a shot or give me a sense motive.
Yeah.
So you see it. Its like eyes are like twitching, and it's like jabbering in some language. You see bubbles like coming out, and it's like frantic. That's what you see. It seems to be distressed that you just killed 2 of its. Who knows what they were to it.
You know what?
Maybe you just killed its parents. Maybe you
Damn.
don't care. You shoot a shot.
No shot.
It misses terribly. Grindylow will speed towards Aegir.
Oh,
Provoking.
wow.
Yo.
Well, he already used one, so unless you have 2.
Oh, it's not a
used
different
that
turn
last
then.
round,
Okay.
John.
What's that?
Yeah, it was the last round. I used it on Raz's last turn.
Oh, okay, new round, sure.
So,
Then yeah.
uh,
Oh,
Kill it with fire. Nice.
you kill the last one.
I
will
will
take my
immediately
head up.
go over and help Gwen pull him the rest of the way up so he can get a breath.
Yeah.
Help.
And congratulate the dolphin. Good job, Bart.
It will soon disappear after a round. Experience awarded.
Okay. So I say, are you okay? You need any healing?
I'm fine for now. If anything comes up, I will need a bit of healing, but for
you
just
sure?
going back down.
Sort of
Yeah.
reach out my hand. It's a very slow, gentle healing. You won't even notice.
Are you sure about that?
I mean, it's better safe than sorry. What happens if you run out to something else down there?
Sure. Go ahead.
Just a quick ammo recovery. Did you auto lose all your bolts? There's no way you're recovering anything unless you
Yeah,
jump on the
like they get spent as soon as I hit the thing.
Okay, I just want to make sure because did you click to recover anything?
Nope.
Okay, good.
I purposely didn't click anything.
Okay,
when
just
we
wanted to-
moved
Oh,
them all
this-
because, yeah,
This
they're
is
gone.
this is an interesting spell. You might want to actually read that.
I also love the fact that you're casting an evil spell, Jaeger.
All right, for 1 minute, which is 10 rounds, you will heal 1. So 10 health as you sit here for a minute. As you feel this
Well, I
infernal...
figure you could, yeah, exactly. You feel the infernalness of the. You feel decidedly evil.
I think it's more you casting a spell that feels evil, over time.
Yeah, but it actually gives him an evil aura.
True.
Do I notice this evil aura? Like,
You don't
I
have
can't
detect evil, or I don't know if you do or not, but you feel off. You're an Aasimar. Some Aasimars do go bad, but generally they're good aligned creatures. So you just feel weird and gross as it's happening, but you don't have like an instant feeling of like I feel evil. Like you just feel off and wrong as it's happening, but the feeling will go away after a minute, and your wounds will stitch over, and I'll give you plus 10 health. Oop, and you go back to full health.
It's a decidedly kind of weird spell as I trace a funny little symbol on your arm and some kind of nasty smelling ichor. Sorry about that.
I will look very skeptical, and while you're doing that, and look even more skeptical when I start feeling worse, and then start feeling better.
Yeah, it's a weird feeling because you feel odd and off, but you see your wounds like stitching over slowly, and after this duration, you do feel back to normal.
I
Alright,
will
ready to plunge back in.
I will go plunge back in.
Yeah, you can, with the vine around you, you can quickly get to the chest. There's no more Grindylows around here. You do see some small little spears on the side. Seems like there was extra. You see their bodies just floating in the water, dead, little blood pools now and there. But
you say they're half octopus.
Yeah, you can use the shovel.
Calamar, anybody?
You can use the shovel, and you can wedge the chest out fairly quickly. It just kind of don't even need a check. You just kind of stick it in, kind of wiggle it, and it already kind of cuts loose, and it kind of just like pops out and starts like floating a bit, and you can just scoop it up with one arm around it, hand on the other shovel, and you can tug the thing to get pulled back out, and kind of just waddle your feet to help, and you can quickly get back out of the water.
Yeah.
Once
the chest is. Once the chest is up, I will go back in the water. I will go ahead and pick up the spears and lay them flat on the Grindylows. And I will not say but mentally do a small little sermon for them and swim back up.
Okay. You pop back up. Silver chest is sitting in the snow. It's it looks like for a human it's like a small little lockbox. But you can detect magic again. It's definitely radiating faint abjuration. It has a small little lock on it.
Now, does he get the magic from the box itself or the content inside?
The box itself is radiating the magic.
Trapped, perhaps?
That is interesting.
Abjuration is more likely protection spell.
I guess specifically it might be coming from the lock. Let me double check.
Also, it's worth a shot. The key itself, you said it has writing on it, like one word. If I cast Read Magic, does that help?
No, it's not magical writing. It is actually radiating from the entire chest, the magic. But yeah, you see this little lock
the chest
with the key.
Yeah.
He sticks the key in.
With a piece of ice, John.
I just want to know if you tried to open it without the key.
We get a rock and we just
mash the lockbox.
Suddenly explosion.
I open it with the silver key. At least I try to open it with the silver key.
It unlocks, and I will tell you what's inside.
Doom.
Actually, it's the body of a gnome. Oh,
Part of a gnome? Jeez.
I said
It's a
body.
Grendelow.
Oh, okay. I thought you said part of a gnome. I'm like, what part?
I mean, technically, that is a
Torso
part of it.
or...
Roll me
This
a
is not
D6. A gear, since you opened it. Roll me a D6. Very nice.
A 1. I mean, this is not a chest, it's a coffin. There's a Grendelow inside.
Inside, you see it seems like no water got in somehow, but it's completely dry inside, and there's this purple cushion, like holding up this a pair of pure white leather gloves that bear the symbol of religious symbols are common in this world. You don't need a religion check. It has the symbol of a god on it. I'm just double checking which god it would be.
Probably one of the nicer ones.
Why do you say that?
Because I don't know if you should trust it if it's the god of trickery.
I mean, halflings are tricky creatures. I don't know. And we suppose this is a halfling box. So
No, we don't actually know what language it is. We just know that none of us can read it.
No, you know it's halfling on the key.
Oh, okay. I take that back then.
It is a symbol of a rising sun over a roadway or pathway.
You're gonna make us look, aren't you?
No, it's a symbol of
Ariel.
Ariel. Yeah. Goddess of life, birth, creation, and healing.
So an evil goddess, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. A knowledge or spellcraft check could identify these items, as your detect magic will ping that these are faint conjuration magic coming from these gloves. They're clearly magical.
Really,
gloves.
conjuration. I love conjuration.
Yes.
Sorry, I swear to God, I'm looking for this. There it is. Can I take 20 on a spellcraft?
I don't think so.
Well, he did anyways.
You somehow did anyway. And you can know that these are healer's gloves. They give you a +5 competence bonus on heal checks.
Okay, I relay that to the. These allow the user to heal more competently.
Like magically.
Anyone skilled with healing? No, it doesn't seem like magical healing. It more seems like it'll aid you in medical efforts.
Oh, so
Anyone here a doctor?
I have a friend that's a doctor. So
Would be traveling much with your friend?
I travel with all my friends, don't you?
I mean,
So I sort of narrow my eyes. So
a lot of
you're
the time
talking
best.
about your spirits, right?
I am talking about a spirit.
So you will notice that the gloves are size for a halfling, so they're size small.
But I don't think I can fit my hands into those.
So is this one of the cases you talked about, basically selling it?
And putting the gold into the travel fund.
Ender, you can give me
Sure,
a knowledge arcana if you want. As you guys are talking about
Like-
the gloves not fitting and...
I mean, if none of us can
Yeah, 'cause-
wear them.
Well, I'm pretty sure that magical apparel resizes itself, but I'm not. Let's see if my character.
I feel like we had a talk about that at one point and we said it didn't, John. Because there is a modifier called resize, but that's just only on armor, maybe?
Maybe.
Some things might. Like, if these aren't armor gloves, they might just resize.
Yeah, I guess then.
Like, it's basically just like one-time blue plastic gloves. That's
Well,
how
I mean, I have
understand
big
it.
hands, but I could put small latex gloves on this.
So yeah, Ender, you know that normally magic items do not resize. Normally. But you have heard of... There is a spell that resizes items. is magic in the world that can resize items. So it's plausible that someone has maybe already because you can apply it with permanency. Maybe they resize. It's worth checking, is what you know, if it would resize to your hands or not.
So I say try it. Some magical items will resize according to the user, since you seem to be the one who's probably going to use them, unless we want to, use them for monetary gain.
I mean, my friend, is not the traditional doctor. He's more of a spellcasting healer.
I mean, I think it's still worth trying to see if they resize. If they do, that means they can be worth more potentially. And if they don't, we mean they can only sell them to halflings. So try.
I mean, if you don't want them, I'll try them. I'll try them.
I will stick my hands.
I don't know where your hands have been last time, Enda, so please no.
Did I hear, Aegir, you are touching them and trying to put them on?
Yeah.
Alright, give me a will save as you touch the gloves.
A will save. A will save. There we go.
Yeah, you feel a slight tingle in like your head, but the glove does resize over as you pick it up. It resizes to the size of your hand. I don't know if you want to put it on or not, but once you just touch it, it'll resize.
It's nice. That's a good thing.
Again, can you tell when you're making a will save?
Yes, other players don't know, but Aegir knows something. That's why he said he felt like a tingle in his head. Something.
Okay.
Something.
I'm not sure we should put these on before we figure out what they actually are. I don't feel comfortable when I pick them up.
Well, I'll let you know that when I detect magic on them, I get conjuration magic from them. Which is kind of strange if they're healer gloves. Healer gloves would be in necromancy. So perhaps you're right. Perhaps these do something different than...
I don't know if you're doing that as on purpose, but conjuration healing is a normal school of magic.
Okay. I thought it was necromancy. Necromancy.
No, because I think that bonus I think falls on the conjuration because it's a stat thing which conjuration does and stuff.
Okay.
But I'm not sure if we're not sure exactly what they are, I believe we should not. None of us should put them on.
Are they then also potentially safe to sell if there's something wrong with them?
We should probably get them checked out and make sure they're not cursed or something before we sell them.
That's my idea. They might be cursed. I feel like I get a slight headache when I pick them up, so we maybe
in the chest one?
I mean, I guess I could just check them out as we're waiting for the boat.
Well, so the thing for cursed items is you do your craft to identify them, and your check has to beat it by a certain amount to identify the curse. So it could be that you did enough to identify what they are, but you did not identify the curse. So if they are a cursed glove, you checking them out further isn't going to do anything because you can't roll another roll to determine whether they're cursed.
Well, I rolled as high as I possibly could, so if I didn't get it, then I'm not going to, so...
Yeah, the cursed modifier can add quite a bit.
I don't think you're allowed to roll the item again either way until you at least gain a level also, right? Isn't it also a thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, just so we know the rules is that you have to beat the DC by 10 or more, depending on the curse, to see if there's a curse.
Wow, now my character really wants to put them on.
So basically, if it's a second level curse, it would basically be in that case, what, DC 27 then?
Yeah, you guys can meta game the DC if you
I
get
don't-
the item.
I'm okay.
I'm trying to
I'm
just
okay with
ask
not
how it
metagaming.
actually would work. If it's a level spell worth of second and it's a curse, it would then...
Yeah, so
be
these gloves are
then
caster
damage.
level 5. So, I believe
would
the
be
spell...
15.
Yeah, so the spellcraft is 15 to... Or 20, I think. And then it would be a 30 to identify if it was, like, cursed by a normal curse.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I'm just trying to understand like how it functions. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was just trying to explain that him like looking them over isn't like if we think they're cursed, him looking them over isn't going to do anything because it would require another spellcraft check, which he can't make because he already made one. So if he didn't identify it, it's just us assuming like because his head felt weird, it could potentially be cursed, and we're just not proficient enough to detect it, and we need to find a caster who is, more powerful than we are to detect whether or not it's actually cursed.
Yeah. And I just wanted to understand how the rule worked outside. Okay.
I mean, it might also just be the amount of water I swallowed, but I don't know.
That is also possibility. But either way,
Is it salt water?
No.
Tastes salty.
Well, but now the water's got grindy low blood. Yeah, we should go back to the shore.
Yeah. Unless...
If anybody wants to put these gloves on, I will let them. I'm not gonna stop you, but...
I mean, the driving force behind my character's discovery of new and different things, so he kind of wants to, but he's not going to. The temptation is there, though.
Sure.
Is it okay if I hold them and just kind of examine them while we're waiting? I'm not gonna put them on. I just want to,
Apparently, you decided out of curiosity to fuck a siren, so I don't know if I trust you, mate.
That's okay. I'm okay with you not trusting me.
I
mean,
you're
just jealous.
Not really.
If you want to hold them,
I just want to hold. I just study them. I'm not going to put them on. So, and it's purely for RP.
If you want to put them on.
Nah.
I wouldn't mind.
I'll offer to let Gwen put them on. Gwen, you want to put them on? I think they'd look great on you.
Nope, I want to find out if they're cursed.
What color are these gloves?
They are white gloves.
They are white.
White leather gloves.
Like the holy symbol, it's been doctored in any way? Or...
No, it looks pristine. It looks like it was embroidered in with these nice colors into it. Like
is there a picture of Admiral Akbar on it saying, "That's a trap"?
No. But yeah, any conversations you guys have as you guys take a spot on the shore waiting for the ship? Or I'll just fast forward to the ship.
I'm pretty intent on the gloves, so...
Flash will approach A-Gear. So, do you did quite well during the whole situation on the water, must I say?
Yeah.
Hey, I helped.
I mean, you guys were there.
Well, what I mean is that I'm surprised you could also fight that well on the water. It's not something I see often, even amongst sailors. About half of them couldn't fight that well, even on land.
I don't know what you're talking about. If you just met bad fighters, that's not my problem.
True.
Do you want to have a go? Is this it?
No, it was more saying, well done.
Well, you sounded like you were picking a fight.
I whisper in Aegir's ear, fucking elves.
Do I hear that?
I think it's DC 20 or 15 to hear whispers. I always forget.
I'm not paying attention anyways. So.
All right.
Okay, so you basically start laughing all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Did I say something funny?
No, you didn't. I don't think elves can tell jokes. But
DC 15 if you want to hear a whispered conversation.
Nah, I'm not. It's not as well.
All right.
I will walk over and hand the gloves back. These are interesting gloves.
I will put close the lid and put the lock on.
Sure.
And hand the key over to Gwen as I put the box away.
I'll take the key. Tuck it away.
Really dealt much with I guess, other people other than him. So I will take your word for it.
Yeah, I can notice you haven't talked to people.
Exactly. Right, great fight.
I know. I don't know what you're trying to tell me here.
I think I said what I wanted.
I will lean over and say, I think he's just trying to say that good fight.
As I said, I know.
In the midst of this awkward conversation, you guys do see the ship in the distance, closing in on your
Thank
position. You know that it will stay a ways out, and a small little rowboat will come collect you. Is there anything else you guys want to say before you get back on the ship?
No, I will just stand there in the awkward silence.
You see a little rowboat come out to you as the ship is about like 80, 100 feet off the shore. And this rowboat comes. You notice it's a different guy than the last guy. It's a young half-orc or orcish individual. He looks like he has some human features, probably half-orc. He waves at you as he gets close. He docks. He says, here to collect some people. I guess that's you guys?
Yep.
Probably.
Yup.
Alright, well, hop on in.
Okay, I will cautiously enter the boat, expecting him to charge me money.
Doesn't seem to charge any money.
I will get in this one.
Yeah. If everyone's getting in, he will start to row back to the ship. And as he's rowing back, he'll make some small talk with whoever's closest to him, or all of you. It's a small little boat, and he says, so what were you doing in the Frostveins?
Sightseeing.
What? Sightseeing?
Sightseeing, yes.
Oh. We haven't had much of anyone want to sightsee in the frozen tundra. See anything interesting?
Birds. Weird looking birds.
Mostly just snow.
We did run across some strange birds. Ptarmigans, I think they were.
The hell's that?
Oh, it's kind of
A bird.
kind of like a pheasant, but like has like snowy feathers. What happened to the other oarsman?
Oh, for some reason he didn't want to come out for this one, so I did it.
I wonder why as I look to enter.
So I'm curious. Do all the oarsmen charge people to row people back and forth on the ship?
Oh, it depends if you paid or not. Captain told me you guys paid already, so...
Paid for the ship or paid for transport from the shore? I'm trying
Paid
to figure
for-
out if that other oarsman ripped us off.
He looks at you nervously.
They charged us a gold each. That seems kind of extravagant for rowing someone from shore.
He charged you a gold each?
Each!
He just looks at you a little... I guess you can give me a sense motive.
Yeah, my sense motive is not very good.
Anyone
And
listening
all
can
of
try
us.
Yeah, Aegir, you get a sense that he is clearly feeling awkward. It's clearly indicating to you that he should not have charged you. The rest of you aren't sure. He just looks like he's being awkward. Well, you can take from that what you will, but Aegir, you're pretty certain that that other guy should not have charged you.
I'm not gonna say anything.
Yeah, he'll just look awkwardly and say, just shrug and say, I don't know. Sometimes people charge people, sometimes... But I was told you've paid already, so maybe that was part of that payment already. And he stops talking really and starts rowing a bit
Perhaps
faster.
I'll take it up with the captain.
And he shrugs and says, alright, if you want to talk to the captain, you can do that. And he will continue rowing. And you guys will get back to the ship. And, Ender, did you want to seek out the captain, or...
I'm still thinking about it.
Alright,
I want to go find the captain.
Okay.
I am a lawful good Asmar. I'm gonna
Cool.
talk to this captain.
I will follow her lead.
I'm going as well, just to make sure they don't cause
Uh-oh.
too much
Fucking
trouble.
combat music.
No, it's not.
No, that's pirate music.
It's
Oh,
just,
pirate music, okay.
seafaring music, you know.
Boss battle incoming.
Right?
So,
we do
is the
have
whole
boss
party
battles.
going to try to see the captain?
Nope.
Okay,
I'm
so
enjoying my time at a boat after 50 years.
it looks like just the
I'm
three of you
gonna
are
put
going.
the gloves on. I'm gonna put the gloves on here.
Well, Aegir has the gloves, I think, right now, right?
Damn
They
it,
are
okay.
locked inside the silver box.
And they are locked inside the box, yeah. You guys asked to see the captain. One of the deck hands kind of looks at you curiously, the three of you, and says, "What's this about?"
I'd like to see the captain in regards to feeling like I have been ripped off by one of your crewmates, and as a very devout follower of Pelosis, I have concerns about a reputable ship not following the laws properly.
Of course. He kind of looks you over. You don't look like a cleric.
You don't have to be a cleric to follow a god.
My apologies. And
Right? As she
Ranger
flaps
captain.
her giant wings.
did you say you slapped him? What?
No, as she
No.
flaps her
Oh.
giant wings.
So you said you slap him or something. I was like, what? Jesus. He nods.
Well,
He'll
this is
say,
a boss fight, right?
he says he'll go talk to the captain and see if he has time to see you. And he scurries off, and you guys are left alone for a few minutes. Do you guys want to talk about anything while he's gone?
Nope.
All right.
Glaring very angrily.
He comes back after a
Not
few
at
minutes
me, right?
and says, the captain will see you now. And he'll escort you to the captain's quarters. Outside is just the one guy with, who's got like a rapier on his side. He's kind of like a stocky, big guy. He looks like he's half orcish as well. He's like 6 feet tall and muscular. Kind of grunts as you guys come closer. The deckhand kind of nods at him, and he nods and he looks over you. All over you. Any of you holding weapons?
Nope.
I'm gonna have a crossbow, but it's not out,
Okay.
cocked or anything.
And Aegir, do you have anything? Do you have your spear somewhere visible? Or
I have it on me, like on my back or something.
he'll look at the spear and he'll say,
it out.
"Yeah." He'll grunt and say, "Leave your weapons here."
This
I just smile
this
at
is
him
just
and
a
like,
walking stick.
I
Sure.
see the.
For a sharpen.
sure thing.
It's a sharp walking stick. What can I tell you, mate?
He says, no. I heard you have a spear. Leave it here."
I'll put my crossbow down.
Yeah, he looks
I
at
will-
Ender and he says, "I heard you're a wizard. Leave your component pouch here. You'll get it back when you walk out."
Okay.
I will leave the spear.
If Ender, you're rummaging through your things, deciding if you want to do that, but he'll look over at Gwen, and say, he looks you over, kind of looks at your back. I guess you have wings and stuff too. He says, "Where's your weapon?"
Leave your wings.
Wouldn't you like to know? I don't have one.
How do you fight? What are you, a healer? Or...
Stand contest.
I am a force of lawful good. I don't need a weapon.
Oops, should not hover over your character. He doesn't see any weapons on you. He's satisfied. Ender, are you leaving your component pouch with him?
I need a quick second.
Yeah, I
sorry.
guess.
Sure. Why don't we take a quick break here? If
Also,
everyone wants
John,
to use-
how
Okay.
long more are you planning to play? Because I'm not actually sure what your time would be. Because you
the right one. There we go. We're back. You're in front of the captain's quarters. You're okay dropping your spear and your spell components with this guy?
Yeah, not terribly thrilled with that, but...
Yeah, he'll collect them, he'll toss them in this wooden box that's beside him, and nod and push the door open so you guys can walk in.
I will head in.
Yeah, you guys walk in, or everyone else walking in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright, you guys walk in.
Making sure to stand behind the very impressive winged female.
Sure. And he'll close the door behind you. You guys come in, you see this large room with this desk. The first thing you see is this big desk with a big sprawled open map of the world. You see there's compasses and charts out and paths drawn along the waters and stuff like that. And behind the desk is a stoutly looking dwarf. He's got a black beard. He looks like he's probably an average age dwarf. He doesn't have any gray hairs or anything. And he looks up at y'all and he says, "I heard you wanted to be speaking to the captain."
I'll just walk right up to the desk or whatever he's behind. Just be like, "Yes, I have just been... maybe not alerted is the right word, but getting the understanding that potentially one of your, whatever you call them, ferry boat, whatever they are, sorry, don't know the proper term, has potentially ripped my party off. And as a reputable transportation system between the cities, I'd hate for your reputation to get tarnished. And to find out that this very reputable boat is not following the laws to the letter. We paid our fees, yet we're then asked to pay more money to just get to the boat. Is this standard operation for your reputable, again, service that you run here? I was under the understanding that you were to be trusted.
Yeah, he has one of those fancy hats on. He kind of takes it off and he kind of bows his head to you. He says, "My apologies, my lady. Give me the name of this scoundrel and I'll make sure he's rightly punished. How much gold was it that he charged you?"
He charged us a gold apiece to get into his dinghy or whatever you call it. And,
I'm behind you doing this.
Yeah, he looks at her, nods. And...
I don't remember if I caught his name, but I'll give a general description of him.
He strokes his beard, nods. He goes to the desk, he unlocks it, he pulls it out, he pulls out this pouch, he starts counting gold pieces out, he puts 4 on the table and kind of slides them over to you, and he says, "My apologies, I'll make sure he's rightly disciplined."
I'll pick them up, hand them out to each of one apiece the party, and just turn back to him and give him a little bow as well. Thank you for being honorable, I appreciate it.
You said it was a gold apiece, but there's 3 of you.
We have a different elf outside.
One of the elves decided he didn't want to join on this conversation. I don't know if maybe I intimidate and scare him when I get like this.
Mm-hmm. And he also, as his doors open, he pulls out this ledger and starts flipping pages, and he says, "And what are your names? Just making sure you actually did indeed pay."
Of course. And I'll give our names.
He nods, he takes a quill out and touches on his tongue and
Now here's the
scribbles
thing,
something.
but did I ever introduce myself as Rasatan or just Ras via Ender?
I mean, I just call you Raz. So
Okay, so Colonel, that might think actually what you think my name is.
Sure, I mean, I'm sure there's not going to be multiple Razes, so if he says Razatan or Raz, you'll match it up.
I also believe it's just Aegir plus X, since we didn't have a party.
Yeah,
we
once
didn't
you
know
give-
who it was going to be.
Yeah, once you gave a few of your names, you'll be able to. You guys are paid as a group, so he just notes it and he nods, closes the ledger up, puts the quill in it, puts it back in the drawer. He nods, he closes the drawer, locks it, and puts the key in his pocket. And he says, "Are you right as rain? Anything else you want to talk about?"
Nope, that
This
was
guy
all.
sounds a lot like... nope, that's it. I also make sure I hand the gold piece to Aegir, since he paid for me, so...
The travel fund paid for all of us.
Yeah, but at that point, that was.
No, I'm pretty sure when he said that'll be 4 gold, you said that you paid for all of us. In fact,
Because
I'm
you had,
almost positive.
looted extra money
Yeah.
from that box outside the...
But we don't know anything about that.
I think
He still paid for me, so I still gave him the gold.
I will put the gold I get from however much it is in the travel fund.
Yeah, it's 4 gold. Or I don't know if everyone gives you the gold, but he gives you 1 gold. I don't know what everyone else does.
But anyway, so I'll turn back to the captain and give him a bow and just say thank you for being honorable about this matter. I will ensure everyone back in... Where the fuck are we from? Westwall knows about the honorable captain of the service.
He nods and bows again, taking his hat off.
Yeah, I guess we turn around and leave.
Sure.
So I'm a little distracted by all the maps and stuff on his walls and everything, but I'll like start. Oh, we're leaving. Okay.
I will, if Ender is just standing there, I will pull him out of the room.
What? Oh, we're leaving. Okay, sorry. You have fine maps, Captain.
He nods. The finest in the seas. And yeah, as you're exiting, the half-orc or whatever will pick up the bin and put it towards you. You guys can reach in and grab your things.
Yep, I get my crossbow and my spell component pouch.
Yep, all of it. You look it over, it looks intact. Nothing was... doesn't appear anything was messed with.
Is Spear suddenly missing his tip because he said it was a walking stick?
No,
right?
It is as it was given. And just for clarification, who has the silver chest?
I have it.
You have it, okay.
And I have the key.
Mm-hmm. You guys are settling in for the journey. It'll take, I believe it's like a day and a half on the boat. Or maybe it was 2
Who has
days,
the book?
whatever.
Can I look at the book while we're traveling?
What book?
The book you guys got.
Yeah, I will. If we're traveling, while we're traveling, I will let you have the book.
Okay. The book isn't magic, and we determined that I couldn't read it, right?
If you do have Draconic, we'll just say you, at the moment, couldn't decipher what it was written, but you kind of clean it off and you're in a more stable setting now and you realize it is in Draconic and you can read it if you can read Draconic.
I can read Draconic, but I will let them know that, you know, after a little bit more study of the book, I think I can actually decipher this. Is it okay if I do so? I don't want to just do things without the party's consent, since this does concern us all.
Feel free to.
I mean, I don't detect any magic of it, so I'm not worried about any kind of magical effects.
Yeah, about that. It's not magical, but it has a psychic imprint on it.
Interesting. Don't most things have psychic imprints? Because I mean, so does the key.
Most things do, but not to this degree.
So perhaps I'll just, if I'm careful?
Be careful. And maybe don't have it out in the open.
Okay, is there a place that I can get some kind of privacy, John?
Yeah, there's little cubbies and little rooms you could go into that people have that you can just sit down, a little desk, and you can open it up and read in private if you want.
Okay, did you want to watch as I read it? Aegir or Gwyn?
Sure.
Raz?
Nah,
Raz can't read.
That's rude.
I mean, we just met these people, so it's not like I'm expecting them to just trust me. So
I will be nearby.
okay.
So you can tell me if you...
I will peruse the book, John.
Sure.
If you just want to give me a general gist of what it's about, I mean, is it a story? Is it a grimoire?
I can speak and read Orcish quite fine, actually.
So, Aegir's watching Gwyn.
Sure, I'll be nearby.
Shit, the
I'll
music
just
restarted.
lay on a bed, because I'm guessing we are like in one of our quarters, John.
Yeah, that's fine. I just can't hear the music for some reason, so just give me a second. It's always it does this
I'll
sometimes.
just lay on the bed.
I actually want to be on the floor right next to the bed with a book on top of his back and just reading it on while it's on his back.
I'm on my back. How the fuck does that work?
I'm a mage.
Right,
I don't
remove the
know why
book
it
from me.
does this.
I want to take a nap.
Okay.
Just use the table.
Bump, 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 bump.
Same but different, right?
I don't know why I can't hear any of the music right now. This is so frustrating. Hold on.
I can hear it just fine if that matters.
Yeah, I know.
I
Usually
heard
can
you
hear it.
starting it and then stopping it.
Yeah, usually everyone can hear it on their end, but for some reason it just doesn't play for me. And I would
Have
like it to
you-
play for me. There we go. I had to like re-add it for some stupid reason. You look at the book. First of all, the title of this book.
Oh, right, that book, the one we were meant to retrieve, right?
Yes.
Stay with the group. Try and stay with us, bro.
I
So-
just remember that was
The in the front of the book, it has a very draconic looking emblem of a. It just looks like very like a dragon mouth almost, and the title isn't. It's an acronym or initials or something, and it is. I'll just put it in the chat. You see, this is just on the cover of the book in draconic. I can say it out loud as well. It is KKVD PSQR. So it's like K dot V dot. So it's like clearly like an acronym. It's initials. It's something. It's not a word. It's you're not quite sure.
That's pretty unusual, right?
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's a normal book. I don't know how much Aegir. I'm pretty sure he told you it's an important historical tome that you guys are getting at. So that's the knowledge you have of what this is, allegedly.
I remember what this
I
is
am-
about a character.
I am
Or what
relaying
that's
this.
for.
I'm relaying this as a. So I'm like running my hands over the cover of the book. I'm like, this is quite odd. There's actually no title. It's actually just different letters. Maybe an acronym of some kind.
So yeah, you tell me. Are you flipping through pages? Are you doing it methodically? Page 1, you're reading it, start to finish.
Yes. At page 1, I'm reading it.
All right.
I open the book.
So I'll just give you a gist of what you start to read. So the very first page has a picture of. Look this up. So the very first page has a picture of a mighty two-headed dragon with 6 legs and a serpentine body that's like writhing and has like a whip-like tail.
Okay,
And-
so stop right there.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna. Is there a skill I can roll, like planar or something like that to just? Is this a singular dragon?
It
You know,
is
like
one
Tiamat,
dragon.
Comet, something like that. But a singular, like a named dragon. Would I
Oh.
recognize? Oh, this is blah blah blah. from
No, but you can
the-
give me a knowledge
know.
arcana to identify the type of dragon that's being depicted here.
Okay.
No idea.
No idea. Okay.
I have no idea what type of dragon this is. And yeah, it just starts going into. This is the lineage of the dragon Karos. And it starts going into, like, basically, it just starts going into a family tree of this dragon called Karos. That's this whole first page. So I don't know, like, how much... Karos. I can put it in chat. So it starts detailing the lineage of Karos, saying, like, on this day, Karos the First was born. On this day, Karos the Second. It's very, like, there's no, like, emotion, there's no, like, story. It's just detailing, like, Karos the Third was born this day. Karos the Fourth, born that day. Karos the Fifth. And
kind of biblical. Karos begat Karos begat Karos.
Exactly. It's just, and yeah, you're reading this, and it clearly there's no originality to this. Literally all of them are named Karos. Every dragon that comes from one to another. You can give me a knowledge arcana if you want to, like, try to piece together why that might be. But
so one of these, so I turn to Agar. I say, so the first page is basically a lineage about a mighty dragon named Karos, and since one of the initials on the front page is K, perhaps we need to consider that, you know, one of the words within that acronym is going to be Karos. Kind of obvious, but, you know, just wanted to let you know what I'm reading here.
It might be the first K that is Karos.
You want to keep reading?
No, I want to make my my arcana check.
That's very good. You recall from your magical studies that there is some magics that care about names. So you can have power over someone if you have their true name, and you can guess or speculate that whether or not this works or not, the dragons in this particular lineage are trying to confuse that magic by having a bunch of dragons that have the same name. Maybe it confuses things. Maybe not. You're not quite sure how that works. It's rare magic.
I voiced that. I want everyone that's currently in the room with me, that's in my party, to realize that what I'm reading and what I'm speculating, I want to voice that out loud. I will let you know if there's ever something that I don't voice out loud.
Yeah.
Seems like, you know, with the advent of naming magic, perhaps, you know, continually naming your child the same name confuses some kind of naming. Because, you know, names have power, so we need to consider that.
Do you keep reading?
A lot of
sorry.
lineages have this thing where they call themselves the same name. Just dragons do that normally.
Do dragons do that normally? Is that something I can determine?
Do they normally do that?
Yeah, with your base knowledge arcana of dragons, you know that it's not a normal draconic practice.
Huh, so I wonder what they're passing down that's so important that they need to obscure their names.
Might they be noble dragons? Like,
perhaps. I mean, I've never heard of the name Karos, so... But then again, then I say this very reluctantly. It's not like I know everything.
I mean, this employer of ours told me that we were looking for something very ancient, and they might be a noble line of dragons that have changed their name over time. This might be the first part of it.
So I'm gonna flip the page and see if the next page has a different dragon.
This Karos thing will go on for many pages, but you can find you can keep flipping until you see a new name if you want.
I mean, it's basically Karos begat Karos begat Karos begat.
But it's giving like dates and locations and stuff.
Okay, that's pretty important.
Yeah.
And you said the elf that hired you was old? Something else to consider.
Never said an elf hired us.
Oh, you never said who? Oh, that's right. You never said who hired you. Okay.
I just said our employer. Now we're just talking because you're an elf. Racial bias, I think?
Maybe. I mean, I believe elves are the superior race, but that's just me.
I look over at Raz. Back it into. Are you sure?
I chuckle at his. Well, some else. I look at Gwen. I go. I look at Gwen and I whisper to her. Fuck.
You didn't hear that earlier.
I was joking.
Yeah, I will continue to flip pages, although not super fast. I want to make sure that at least I look at the page and think,
Yeah.
okay, this is the same.
Yeah, you're
okay,
scanning until maybe 15 pages in, a new picture comes in of a great red dragon, and you can quickly skim down and says, "This is the lineage of Kindriel the Red." And
I see where this is going.
It'll follow the same pattern. Kindriel beget Kindriel at this year, this blah 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 blah.
So I bet the next one I'm gonna see is gonna be a name that starts with V.
Yeah, you'll skim another 15, 20 pages and you'll see
the last name and year of
Kindriel?
The first 2 Ks. Yeah.
Of the first 2 Ks? Yeah, you can ask Ender to find that for you, and I will look at that.
I think the question is, do they align, like, if it's a father or mother and then a new name for the lineage or what?
Seeing when was the last
right,
time was
same family. I think are we trying to get to the point? Are these dragons the same? Going to be like it's a line, and all of a sudden there's a new name. But
I was wondering just finding out when was the last time it was recorded, because
the last record seems to be about 300 years ago. All of the dates don't go past 300 years ago. So basically, it looks like this tome stopped 300 years ago, whoever made this.
And the extinction allegedly was how many years ago, John?
I think at this point it's been like 30, 40.
Okay.
What is that? What is the extinction?
Dragons have not been seen for the past 40 years.
Okay.
So allegedly they are extinct.
So I'm trying not to metagame here, but I know that the main emphasis behind the Maldonia game was a dragon being released. Was that a major event? Would my character have known about that?
Yeah, that was a world event. Everyone heard about this ancient black dragon that was sealed away, and a group of mighty heroes were banded together to kill it. And allegedly they succeeded.
And did they?
Yes.
Okay. And that was like the only dragon that's been seen in like 40 years?
Well, tales have been told of the battle, that there were many dragons there. Time dragons, ethereal dragons, all these random dragons you've never heard of were there. And they were apparently all fought and killed. And after that event, dragons have not been seen.
And that was an event 40 years ago?
Approximately, yeah.
Okay, because remember, I'm at least that old, so yeah. I that would have been in my lifetime. Okay.
Yep. So you probably have seen dragons in your life, but.
So I've probably. I don't think I've seen a dragon because even 40 years ago I was a child. So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scan 15 pages and see if the next dragon that's mentioned, what's the name?
The next one you see is a mighty blue-colored dragon, and it is. Then you scan down and says, "Here is the lineage of Vexium the Blue."
Okay, so I think I'm right. This is the initials on the front of the book are going to be the first letter of the name of the dragon that's being delineated, I guess. How do I do this? So I want to make an intelligence check of some kind to see like what are the dangers of handing this book to someone how could they use this? Could this knowledge be potentially dangerous? Knowing the names of dragons?
You don't need to make any check. Your knowledge arcana for the names, that's the information you have, that knowing the names gives you power over creatures and certain magics. In terms of giving dates and times of when certain past creatures were born, you got a nat 20 on your Knowledge Arcana. With with Aegir here in consultation, that Knowledge Arcana is high enough to know you've heard of obscure occultist magic that not even occultists, witches I think have access to this. There's a spell, very high level spell, called precognition, which allows you to go look at a view in an event in time long ago. I think there's a limit based on how strong you are, so I think you only can go a certain amount of years or something. I mean, you nailed your check, so let me just look at the spell to see how far back you can go.
Also, since I've had, while you're doing that, I'm just going to talk in the background. Since I've had conversations with Aegir about spirits and how he can actually summon spirits from different locations, could you use this knowledge to actually summon a spirit and imbue it into your body of a dragon?
I suppose a strong enough medium or occultist could summon.
I mean, wouldn't that be dangerous?
I mean, I don't know if dragon spirits are the most dangerous spirit I can think of.
But it's got to be way up there, right?
I believe summoning a dragon spirit would be bad or good, depending on whether you use it for good or good or evil. I mean, I have the spirits I have under my disposal. I am able to control. But I can also let them help me by giving them more control over me, if that makes sense. So, depending on what you want to do with the spirit, I would say maybe.
But with your nat 20 check and Aegir here, there's a 7-circle wizard spell. It's more common for mediums and occultists. It's a 3rd circle for them. There's a spell called retrocognition. If you're a 19th level caster, you could look back at a century ago, is as far back as you can go. Or they can look at a century per minute, and they get a certain amount of time based on their level. So you can go back hundreds of years if you're strong enough and look at things.
But what would be the benefit of doing that? I mean, sure, you could look back and maybe figure out where a dragon's hoard is, but I don't care if people get rich. What I care about is, what if someone gets a hold of, I have these dragons' names and the exact days when they were born. What if I resurrect these dragons? I don't want more dragons running around the world. They're dangerous creatures.
Yeah, you as a character can speculate on what this could mean, but that's the information.
Right. That's what I'm speculating on with Aegir and Wynn, and I don't know if Raz is in the room or not.
I am on the bed.
I suppose if you look back long enough, you can find out where the dragon has died, and if you wanted to, you could resurrect it. And you said something about names being power over others.
If you know a being's true names and you're skilled enough at magic, you can exert considerable control over them.
So, putting 2 and 2 together, you would be able to find out why the dragon has died. If you know the name of it, you would be able to control it. If you resurrect it.
Yeah, that sounds pretty dangerous. I don't suppose you'd mind if we came with you to visit your employer.
I suppose you should.
Raz, are you okay with that? Gwyn?
This is his mission. I'm just here protecting him. Whatever he says is fine.
I think we should have a word with this employer.
Is there anything, as a medium, is there anything your spirits can tell us? Perform some kind of seance, perhaps? I don't know too much about your brand of magic.
I don't know if my current spirits can help us.
Okay, I guess I have a discussion with you about medium magic and changing spirits and stuff like that. We don't need to RP that, but I will at some point because I'd like to learn about different magics.
What other dragons are in the book?
Yeah, I'll continue flipping through the book and see if anything pops. If it's just more like, oh, this is a black dragon and its name is, you know, Wirikador or whatever it is. That's not. I mean, I'm interested in that, but we don't have to RP.
Yeah. Do you guys want it in chat? I can give you the breakdown of it, or I can just verbally tell you.
Yeah, just get like the breakdown of basically like this name for this color, this name for this for this.
Yeah, perhaps you could even put that in our journal or something.
I'll let you guys put it where you want it. I'll just put it in chat.
We still don't know what kind the first one is, though. That's the most interesting one so far.
How many pages are this book?
There is one.
Because I was thinking it might be a good idea to make a copy before we hand this over.
It's about 160 page book.
I will tell Anu that I think it's a good idea if we make a copy of it before we hand it over.
How long do we have? Till we get back to... Actually, I guess it doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah, you can.
Well,
just wait.
I'll need a book.
And you'll just need paper and ink, really. Not necessarily a book.
Yeah, but it's 150 pages. We should get it in a book.
Yeah, but that might be more expensive.
Yeah, we got
As
the money.
you
We'll sell
skim
the
through the book, these are the titles that are given to each dragon. And the names of them.
Okay, can he try checks on the three-headed and the prism? Because I don't think we know what they are by default, right?
Yeah, there are pictures of each one before they start going in the text, so you can make me a check for each one if you want.
I mean, I would say like the red, the blue, the green, the black. That kind of gives itself.
Sure, if you want to know about black dragons or green dragons, you just know they are a green dragon, you don't know what that means, but...
Okay, yeah, fair.
How many different types? How many rolls you want me to make?
So you've already made one. Well, it depends on which ones you want to know about. So there's 7 more.
All of them.
So 7 knowledge arcana checks. Nothing on the red. Nothing on the blue. Nothing on the green. Nothing on the black. Nothing on the three-headed.
Three more.
Damn, you have to have big rolls, I guess, right?
If you want to know about these specific ones, if you want to know about generalities about green, white dragons, then you can know that.
Like the three-headed one, that one I'm interested in what kind it is.
Yeah. You are not sure about anything other than the generalities of these types of dragons. So anything that you hit a 20 or higher, you know, like, generally, like, for example, like, green, you, like, generally know its breath weapon. But this specific one that it details, you don't know, like, what abilities it would have, or...
Okay, so we know the last one is a time dragon, which kind of gives itself. But Prism, we have no fucking clue to.
Yeah.
What we know is in the 300 we don't. So the more interesting ones, no fucking idea on, sadly. Damn it!
I really think the guy who hired you to get this book, I don't know, seems pretty nefarious. Well, maybe not nefarious, but you could do some serious damage with this book.
I mean, knowledge is power after all, right?
Yeah, just a reminder for Aegir and Gwyn, because you guys were there. He did, just to make sure we remember, he did say that this could be damaging in the wrong hands. He's a historian, and he wanted to keep it, like, safe for historical purposes. I just didn't remember if you remembered that, but
I at least had a very bad vibe of it.
Sure.
So
I'm just saying that's what he said.
Yeah. This employer of ours, he told us he was a historian, that he wanted to keep the knowledge hidden away from others to use. So
I mean, I hold up my hand and conjure a small flame and say, I can keep it hidden right now.
That's not hidden, that's destroyed. And I guess that wouldn't work. Maybe it would. But I think you would anger whatever is holding on to that book. Because something definitely is holding on to that book.
Interesting. I mean, I never would destroy knowledge. It goes against everything I stand for, but some knowledge is much more dangerous than others. I guess I'll leave it up to you guys. If you guys think we should hand this over to a historian, can he even protect it? Did he look capable?
I believe he is capable of protecting knowledge. If he's capable of using it, maybe.
Assuming none of us blab as well, no one should technically know he has this book and knowledge.
And also, Raz, when we meet this employee, you probably shouldn't mention that you read the book, just in case.
How good is my memory, John? Could I memorize this entire book?
No. You could
even with a 20 intelligence. I mean, that's a 200 IQ.
You could remember some pieces, but you're not going to remember everything. It's 160 pages of dates and you'd have to have like a photographic memory for that. The smartest person in the world wouldn't memorize things and after looking at something for like a day of days and names,
okay, so
and whatever.
I think you're right. I think we should make a copy of this. So when we get back to town, if we buy so there's a spell that I can get called Secluded Grimoire, okay? And I can basically make a copy of this book, and then I can banish it to an extra planar dimension that only I can access. That's a pretty good way to hang on to a copy of it and not have anybody be able to find it. Well, theoretically be able to find it.
Is the party agreed? Is that what you want to do? You want to take a few days to copy the book in town?
Yeah, I'm actually putting this forth. I'm not saying we're going to do this. I'm saying is this something we want to do? Because I try to impress upon them and not use my condescending.
If you have a deadline to return this thing.
Why do we feel like we need a copy of this if we're so concerned about this knowledge being in the wrong hands? Like, why do we want the knowledge to be out there twice and have it double the chance to be in the wrong hands? Why don't we just assess whether or not we feel like this person is legitimately going to keep this knowledge safe like he claims? I mean, doesn't it make it more dangerous to have a copy of this floating around?
The thing I was thinking of is knowledge is power, okay? And if someone's using this book for bad, we might be able to counteract them if we have access to the same knowledge. For example, say someone is doing something like they're looking up locations of where these dragons died and the dates and stuff like that, and using that information to summon spirits or, reincarnate. We can use the same knowledge to track them down and stop them.
we could, or if we know they're doing it, we know who's doing it, we stop them anyways. We don't need this book and this information to do that. I'm just saying, I don't think making a copy of this actually really gains us anything, and if anything, it puts us more at risk and more in danger. And then again, like we're saying, this could be bad in the wrong hands if we somehow lose it for any reason, or, like you say you can put it in extra dimensional space. Yes, okay, fine. But if for some reason any of that ever goes wrong and we lose it, we've literally just been the reason now that this knowledge has gotten into the wrong hands.
Okay. So you're against making a copy. Anyone else? I'm for making a copy, but I'm not going to make a big stink about it.
I'm neutral about making a copy. We
same.
can. I think the knowledge would be good to hold on to, but I also want to get paid. I mean, so I get it. We can, if we hold on to the copy, if we make a copy, we might be targets from more nefarious people than our potential employer.
So I'm for, Gwyn's against, and you two are neutral. So how do we decide this?
Aegir, did you trust the man that gave you, I guess, the job of collecting this book?
I look at Gwen and start talking Celestial.
Well, unfortunately, I speak Celestial, so...
Well,
I don't know that. Are we telling these guys who he is and why we were there?
I am not giving any indication that I understand what they're saying.
That's up to you, brother. This was your task. He came to you. You found this. This is your thing. I'm just, as always, here to protect
and
you. But
I'm asking for your advice in this matter. Because I'm not sure I trust these two more than I trust our employer.
I tend to not trust anyone, but if the employer is true to his word, he did say he wanted to keep it safe. We could propose to him that we leave it locked and we keep the key. However, I don't know if he will agree to that, and there are probably other means to get the chest open anyways other than having this key, but I do not feel it is an honorable thing for us to have taken on this task to retrieve this information and then proceed to make a copy of it just because we were able to determine its potential worth or power or danger. We knew it was going to be dangerous going into this. That's why he chose you, why he picked us, why this book was most likely dropped where it was dropped. We knew this wasn't going to just be something of no significance. But I feel like it is dishonorable for us to now decide that we're going to either withhold it or keep it or copy it.
I think you're right. I think we should do the honorable thing and hand over the book.
I'm surprised to hear you agree with me for once.
Yeah, it rarely happens. Sometimes you say smart things. I switch over to common. I say, we have two options, and one of them is not copying the book.
My question is just, do you trust him?
We have the option of locking the box and locking the book inside the box and handing the locked box over to the employer, or we hand it over as it is. These are the only two options we're going with.
Ender, you would know, based on your magic scan of that box, that being faint magic, that a spellcaster with access to the 5th circle and higher would easily disarm the magic on it. Just so you know.
I don't say anything like that.
Sure.
I just hand Aegir the book. I say, it's your mission. You just hired us.
Well, just I can ask, do you trust the man that gave you the job?
I trust my gut feeling that he was telling the truth,
Okay.
but I
Man,
don't know him enough to say that I trust him.
fair, that works for me. Then I'll say give it to him. And
Oh,
let's not-
I've already given him the book. I've given Aegir the book and said it's your mission. You just hired us. But I think
will.
handing that over to someone that if you're not sure, could be quite catastrophic. But it's not my
It
decision.
could. It could also, as my sister implied, be catastrophic if there were 2 books of this knowledge. And especially if we ran around with it or had access to it, that might be even more catastrophic for us than whatever happens with the employer. He seemed like a capable man.
Fair enough.
So I suppose we just hand it over as is, as requested.
I mean, truthfully, the box is not going to stop someone capable.
Maybe.
There are wizards out there that can easily get into this box. I even know some thieves that could do it, or rogues, thieves, whatever.
True.
Still better to have just a bit of security, but I think we should just hand it over and let the employer take care of it.
So, out of combat, are you going to put it in the box and keep the key, or?
No, I am.
No, I don't
putting
think
it
there's any
in my-
point to that.
Just put it in my satchel, and I will change my battery in my headset, so I'm out of ears for a moment.
Yeah, no worries. Is there any other discussions you guys want to have before you arrive, or you guys can just kind of do your own thing and we can fast forward to...
We don't have to RP this, but at some point I'm going to get Raz alone and say, the 2 of them don't really trust us. And I don't know if you noticed this before, but they are
What gave
brothers.
you that impression? He says
Well-
sarcastically.
Well, I actually, when they were talking to each other, I don't know if they realized that I could understand them. But
I
Just wanted
was
to let you know.
focusing on. Sorry.
This is him just talking to me, basically.
Oh,
but-
sure.
Yeah, so yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't hear that.
So yeah, I was just saying if there was any other conversations you guys wanted to have before you got to the shore or back to Westfall, and they're just having a private conversation
Okay, sure.
between
bad.
the elves. Yeah, no worries.
I mean, to be fair, we met less than a week ago. All we are currently is at hand. Would you trust, like as yourself, in that position? Ender?
maybe.
No, you wouldn't.
I don't know. You don't know me.
Ender, I've been with you for the last 10, 20 years.
That's true. We'll see. We'll see where this goes. I'd like to meet this historian.
Currently, that is the plan. But do remember what I said. Don't tell him that you've read the book. Just to be sure.
Perhaps. I don't know. The winged one seems to be very hung on honor, so we'll see. We'll see what she says about that.
Is there on?
Lying is not honorable, although honor doesn't put food on your plate.
I would say leave that to her. If she wants to tell, let them tell, but don't be the first one to do so.
I will try.
Please do. I know you like talking, but sometimes take after me. Don't say shit.
You shoot people in the face, okay?
Not
not much of
always.
I'm not much of a face shooter, but I will try and
Sometimes
keep my
palm.
mouth shut. I mean,
If they're getting
sometimes
agitated,
talking
ask
helps.
them what
Look,
they're talking about.
Oh no, like
I
we're
think
basically in like
yeah,
our
they've
own
gone
cabin
off.
doing it.
Yeah, you
Okay,
guys
sure.
have gone off. Yeah.
and I'll say she did get us our gold back. That was kind of cool.
I'm telling you, it was Eagles.
Plus, she shoots fire from her hand. Okay, I'm not gonna piss her off. I can't shoot fire from my hand, and I'm a wizard.
I don't know. Technically, she was shooting it. There you go. And
I tell you what, you stand 5 feet away from her, and you tell me if it feels like she's shooting fire.
no, I prefer to be further behind.
Yes, I know you're a far off kind of guy.
Well, that and I don't just like being near people, which reminds me, get off the fucking bed as I push you off.
I'm not very heavy, so I just fall on the floor. Okay, that'll be the end of that conversation. You asshole, and I go sit in my
I
office.
like my space, you know that.
All right. Any other conversations happening before you get back to Westwall?
Are there any children on board?
No.
Okay. Halflings? You said there was a halfling, right?
There was some on the journey there, and on the way back, yes, there is indeed the same halfling there.
Cool. I will actually go to the halfling and see if he can read what's on the key.
You don't have the key.
Gwyn has
Oh,
the key.
I'm sorry. I asked Gwyn. Hey, Gwyn, there's a halfling. Shall we see what if the halfling can read the key?
Sure, I'll go up to the halfling and just be like, sorry to bother you. Would you mind deciphering something for me that I believe is in halfling?
Oh, sure.
I'll just kind of like hand out the key in a way where I'm still holding it, but they can see what the writing is.
Yeah, you hold it out. They kind of raise their hands to touch it. Do you let them?
Yeah, if they want to touch it, I don't like
Yeah,
hand it to them, but I'll let him touch it.
Yeah, he kind of like pulls it closer to his eyes if you let him like pull it closer.
Sure.
And he'll say, "Oh, it says it looks like it's a name. It says Arctic Haw."
Do you put that in chat?
Sure.
I'll just thank him for his time.
As you thank him, and you start to walk away. He says, well, "What is that? Is that it's a halfling name? Is that just his key?"
Possibly.
I'll try to distract him with some minor prestidigitation magic. Check this out.
Butterflies.
Sure.
Right, make a little butterfly in my hand. Make a little clay figure dance around on the deck for a while. That kind of stuff.
Yeah. He gets distracted quickly and is amazed by the magic you perform in front of him. You can walk off. And, Aegir, you have the chest on you, right? Still? Or who has the chest?
Aegir.
I think he's the only one.
I should have it, but
Yeah, I just wanna
when you're
make
asking
sure.
like that, I will look for it.
No, yeah. I'm just making. I just forgot who said they had
Yeah.
it. So if you have it on you,
I'm the keeper of the box for now.
yes.
John, question.
mhm.
All cabins, are they we each have our own, or did we share one, basically?
It would be
as much
2.
together?
If you guys wanted a room, it would be 2 to a room.
Okay, so it's me and then one, and then
Yeah.
Aegir and...
They're not
Gwyn
big
and
enough
another.
for 4 people. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just asking.
Aegir, you are off on your own or with your sister at some point or another, and you're just hanging out, looking over the mast of the side of the ship, just watching the water pass, and an individual will approach you. He's dressed in a sort of strange attire that you're not used to seeing. It looks like he's used to much warmer weather. He has a turban kind of on, and he approaches you and he says,
Quick question: have we rested?
Yes, you can rest if you want.
Oh, okay. The new day.
It's been a day. He approaches you, Aegir, and he says, "Excuse me, sorry for bothering you. your complexion, your ASMR?
I take a quick look at him.
Yeah, you look at him. He's like I said, wearing like a turban. He's got a beard. He looks human. He doesn't have any pointed ears or any. Well, you can't really see his ears, but his complexion just looks like a tanned human. He's about 5'9", male.
I look him straight in the eyes with my glowing eyes. How would you know?
Of course, very.
Wait,
very...
am I there with you or not?
You can be if you want. It's just a random moment during your travels, so I don't know if you're together most of the time, so you can be there too.
Probably.
Yeah,
I'll just smirk.
Yeah, he looks to you as well, and he doesn't speak to you, but he nods as you guys are talking about ASMRs, and turns back to Aegir.
I look over at Gwen. I don't see any ASMR features on you.
Yes.
Pointing at the wings.
She much more obvious than you. You are much more like me, but for the learned individual, it's quite obvious, I think. Just wanted to make sure. I had not seen your type of people in this hemisphere before. What brings you to this part of the world?
I have not seen your type of people this
really?
Down south in the cold before. So what
Very
brings
true.
you to this part of the world?
I am a merchant of sorts, looking for rare goods. And that's why I speak to you. I heard you come across rare...
We're not for sale.
No! I do not deal in people. This is a old custom. Hundreds of years ago. I do not sully my hands in such
feathers are
trade.
not for sales.
No.
The elf already asked.
No. Not in the market for such things. I heard tales of a rare silver chest you found, radiating magic. I am interested in buying.
We're not selling.
About that.
With or without the contents of the supposed box?
You are able to open the chest. You have key?
An axe does a lot of work.
I've heard tales of this chest that no axe would pry it open.
Only one way to find out.
Well, I heard your friend here say not for sale, but I think everything has a price. How about 100 gold? I'll pay more if you do have the key to open it.
Not selling.
How long are you on this boat?
I get off at Westwall, as do you, I assume?
I'm not there.
No, this is when the brother and sister are
Okay.
off by themselves. I mean, you're wandering the ship. You can see this interaction if you want.
I speak in Celestial. The key has a name on it. We should find the rightful owner of it and try to return it. If it is embroidered with a name, these items must be theirs.
I mean, is it really our quest to find whoever dropped this in a lake?
Look, brother, you may not have honor, but I do, and I'm not giving up the key I hold on to. If you deem to sell the chest, well, he can try to steal the key from me, but I am not giving you the key back to sell to this person. I am going to track down its owner and return what I can to them.
In Celestial, he'll kind of... Excuse my interruption.
You're not part of this conversation, okay?
I can assure you...
You have to let me know if I see Gwen being agitated.
Yeah, at this point, you're walking around. You can see this conversation happening. You can see her kind of a little bit flustered.
Okay, I will try and be sneaky. I want to out of combat. I'm purposely failing. Like I'm trying to look like I'm sneaky, but I'm totally not. Just kind of sidle over to the conversation.
Walking around like this.
Right? You know.
Yeah, but in Celestial, to say, I will promise with if we come to a deal, I have connections. I can find the rightful owner of that key.
As you know...
And you're going to, what, pay us for it and then return the items back to this person? Because that's my intention.
Maybe I was hired by the owner to get it back.
Well, lovely. If you were hired by the owner, then I can just give it to the owner and take out the middleman.
But I am the middleman. I need to earn my paycheck.
Exactly.
Well, I'll do like.
I think it's
have you ever seen that thing where
clear.
people like they do that like hand wave behind their back to Rask?
Who's Rask?
I think it's very clear that this supposed box that we would have is not for sale.
He nods. Well, it was worth suggesting. Are you in the market for anything in particular? I sell many of things. Are you interested in any obscure?
What do you have for sale?
I have. He looks about. He sees Ender kind of saunter on over, and he says, "You seem to be, how you say, those adventuring party." He switched back to common, and he says, "You seem to be such an adventuring kind of group. I have certain useful magic items, useful for such people. I have mundane tools, things like this. I have a pair of magic boots, a pair of magic glasses, and a magic belt. That may be interesting to you."
I mean, I don't. That character doesn't have any money.
I look at my sister and go, almost silently says, "Are we sure we don't want to trade the gloves for anything this guy has?"
I just glare at you.
If you're saying that, he'll immediately open his cloak out and show you these pair of boots. Then he says, "I would definitely be willing to do a trade. These are what some people call boots of escape. They look like sturdy leather cloth boots." And he tells you, "Once per day, if someone gets a hold of you, you can move any spot you can see, as if you're using the spell Dimension Door. If you're a gnome, they're especially useful," but he looks around. "Don't think you have a gnome amongst you, but helpful for people who don't want to get caught in a pinch." As he looks to Ender and you. Yeah. He nods.
We will find you if we are willing to do a trade.
Do you want to know about the belt and the glasses?
Sure.
Alright. Out of a bag, he pulls out a belt. And he takes out this belt that looks like a set of clips attached to a segmented belt constructed of metallic links. And he says, "This is a blink back belt. Up to two one-handed melee weapons, or up to 4 light melee weapons, can be hung from the belt. And when the wearer draws a weapon attached to the belt and throws it before the end of the next turn, the weapon teleports back to the strap and sheath immediately after the attack is resolved." So kind of like a returning weapon. You can kind of whip out and it comes back. And the glasses that he'll take out... let's see, what glasses does he have? He takes these nice pair of glasses out. They look like magical goggles that are decorated in owl motifs, including clusters of feathers over the eyes. And he says, "These are eyes of the owl," and looking at all of you, he says, "Perhaps not so useful for you. It will give you the vision of an elf." And he looks amongst you and says, "Perhaps not interesting for
Why
you."
would anyone want a vision of an elf?
Well, for people like me, we don't see as well as your kind. Motioning to all of you.
Sucks to be you.
Yes. Well, If any of those items are interesting for trade, you come find me. And he'll close up his cloak, put the things back in his bag, and wander off. And leave you all to talk amongst yourselves.
So I'll sidle over to Aegir and say, that man did not seem particularly trustworthy.
No, he did not. And I think someone else... I will speak very, very quietly. I think someone else should hang on to the box. If he has gotten wind of
I can
me
hold.
having
I can hold the box if you'd like.
I think I want to give it to the quiet one.
Okay.
Because your mouth is very talkative.
True. I do talk a lot.
So I will walk off to somewhere secluded and expect Raz to follow me.
I wasn't there.
Yeah, Raz never showed up, so yeah, you can find him in his
I
room
will
if you
find
want
him,
or whatever. Yeah.
I'm just laying on the bed.
And I will put the box in his backpack.
You don't say anything, you just start putting the chest in his bag?
Just start putting the box in his backpack.
Okay.
I actually want to do a perception check to see if I can basically figure out it's him. Like, by the way he walks and stuff, like the weight.
Yeah, you can tell. Yeah.
Again?
I'm keeping an eye on that turban boy.
What are you doing in my room?
I'm stealing from you. What do you think I'm doing, man?
I don't know, as I open my eyes.
Hands in your backpack.
So now I'm half believing you're actually stealing from me.
Yeah, I've told you I'm stealing from you.
Right, and the reason I shouldn't shoot, you know?
Try. I leave the room.
Yeah, you
I
can
go
visibly
through my bag.
see. Yeah, you can see your bag is way more bulky now. As you lift up the bag, you see the silver chest is now in here.
What's the weight of it?
It should weigh. Let me see. I guess I should have told you that.
If there's anything like remotely the same size in the room, I will put that in my backpack instead. So it looks like I still carry around the box.
Each room has a little lockbox, roughly the size of this, but made of wood. So it'll weigh less, but it'll look the same bulkiness.
Yeah.
But this silver chest will just weigh 5 pounds.
Great, so I'm encumbered now. Okay.
It's not gonna make a difference for now. And
Yeah,
when we get back to town, we'll be fine.
And Ender / Jaeger, you said you were keeping an eye on that salesman guy?
Yeah, just seeing if he's going, he's gonna go talk to his, mercenary buddy and say, steal the box.
You see him go off to the other passengers and start talking to them. And if you're watching him, he'll open up his cloak and start showing off the same items he was showing you guys. It seems like he's trying to sell his items.
I'm just gonna bury it, John, beneath, like, my, bedroll and stuff like that.
The chest? Sure.
Yeah. And then I'll throw my, backpack underneath the bed that I'm sleeping on.
Yeah, the rest of the trip will go quite... no one will really bug you, and I just need to know if you want to talk to that guy to make a trade before the boat docks, but pretty much he doesn't talk to you guys again. You can keep an eye on him, he just seems to... There's no other turbaned, desert-wearing, clothed people here. He's the only one. Seems to... Every time you see him, he just seems to be trying to sell items to people. No one seems to buy anything. Whether or not... you can try to overhear the conversation, but from your glances, it looks like a lot of these people don't have enough money for these items. And he quickly puts them away once they don't.
I will try and make a trade with him.
Okay.
I want to trade a shovel for the power boots.
All right, RP this. So yeah, you find him. He says, ready to make a trade, are we?
I have a proposition for you.
I'm listening.
I am willing to do a trade with you.
Of course.
I have a special shovel.
Uh-huh.
That I'm willing to trade for the boots.
Let me see this special shovel.
I don't currently have it on me.
Huh.
It is so special that I'm not gonna walk around the deck with it.
Give me a bluff check.
How many days have passed? Because I think
it's
I
only
want to
been-
change spirit.
Yeah,
If
you
if
could
we're
have.
on the boat.
Yeah, this
I
is the
will
second
pick
day,
you.
so you can switch, and this is the day you are planning to dock at Westwall. So yeah, you can
I
you
will-
can switch your spirit.
Put a martial spirit on it, and I will use the seance boon to choose the skill from the trickster spirit to get a
Okay.
+1 on
Ooh,
bluff. Let me
okay.
just change my buffs. Right. Martial. So this has a +1.
I don't see it giving you a +1, but you get an 8, and
Yeah, the trickster would be. It's not coded in the buffs.
gotcha.
Because that is a bullshit way
Yeah.
if I'm gonna try and start doing that shit.
Yeah.
Every time I choose the trickster, I can choose a new skill.
Gotcha. Okay, so you get an 8. He kind of looks at you skeptically, and he says, "Well, if you can get the shovel and I can look at it, we can talk. But I can't make a deal unless I see what I'm trading for."
I will make sure you see it.
And
Before
you
we-
came to him alone, right?
Yeah, I suppose I did. I'm not
Yeah,
sure
so
if
he-
anybody else followed.
He comes
Wait.
a little closer. Oh, sorry, what? Yeah.
You picked the martial.
Yeah.
Spirit, right? Isn't that
Mhm.
charisma checks?
Bluff is charisma.
Yes, actually. Bluff is charisma, right?
Yeah.
So I get
Yeah, so now I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure
I
out
get a
if
neg-
I fuck up because it doesn't show there for some reason.
It's whatever. You
You-
can look at it later.
Yeah,
I
I'll
guess
look
a
at it later.
+1 wouldn't matter anyway.
It-
And not
it
the
does.
Well,
+1.
no, it's
but-
more
I mean, it
you can
might.
also use your event spirit search thing, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's-
So
wouldn't matter.
he comes a little closer and he says, "Without your goody two-shoes sister here, I can offer you a more premium deal if you're interested." He opens his cloak again and pulls out this little coin pouch, and he pulls out this very shiny ruby coin, and he says, "If you are able to do something for me, I can give you one item."
What would that be?
Very simple. Well, what are your skill sets? The thing I need done, perhaps different task for different skill set. It before I give detail though, it is not
I-
quite legal.
I'm not gonna do anything illegal.
Ah. He puts
Not,
the coin
not
away.
at this point.
That's fine. Very, very good of you.
But I mean, if you want to, I'm still willing to trade that shovel for the boots.
Yes, bring me shovel. I will inspect, and if it is indeed very special, I am interested in trade, of course.
I will go up to Ender and say, I need that shovel, man.
I raise an eyebrow at him and slowly hand him the shovel. Okay.
I
need a
walk
shovel
over
on a
without saying a
boat?
word.
You need a shovel on a boat? Okay. I go back to entertaining the halfling. Is the halfling female by any chance?
No, it is a halfling male.
Damn it.
Do you go straight back to him, or are you doing anything with the shovel first?
I go straight back to the guy.
Okay. Yeah, you
I,
come back quite quickly. He raises an eyebrow. Oh. Do you have the shovel?
I do have the shovel.
Alright, let's see this special shovel.
I
What
pull
exactly
out
is
the-
special about it?
So this shovel is very special. I'm not. You seem like a guy that knows, like the normal kind of magic around. Like, you know to identify magic items, but
Maybe.
I'm not sure if you have heard of psychic imprints. Spirits will take place in an item. They will do magic-like things.
He starts nodding. I have heard of such items like this. Yes.
This shovel is one of these items.
I see.
I will trade this shovel for the boots.
You seem to know a lot about these psychic impressions. What use is this? What can I do with it? What does it mean?
I mean, a spirit has taken place in this shovel. The spirit might be able to guide you. It might be able to help you fulfill your life of illegal. I say that quite higher, like illegal lifestyle. And I suppose you can dig with it.
He kind of goes to more of a slint-eyed view to you, and he says, "You wouldn't be trying to deceive me in a trade, would you?"
I am not trying to deceive you. I just disclosed what this shovel is. I can also tell you that it works well underwater. I have experienced that myself.
How strong are these psychic impressions, would you say? I know when identifying magic items, we have like a scale. We can tell if it's faint, more of a medium, or powerful, overwhelming. Is this same for psychic impression? How strong?
Some impressions are very strong, but it usually just means more spirit has had a say in this item. This item is pure in its psychic impression.
I'm willing to make this trade, however. Should I find you are not being honest with me? He kind of goes closer to you. I am not a man to be crossed.
I believe I have not told you anything that is not true.
Alright then. We'll shake on it.
Done. Question, out of game. So the Ruby Coin Guild.
Yes.
How active are they down in this area?
Your character, does he have any levels in Rogue?
Fucking true, we know nothing of this area.
Yeah,
Never mind.
You know nothing about this.
I forgot.
Give me a perception check as he outstretches his arm and his sleeve kind of hovers over, kind of pulls back, and you see a... Well, it depends on your perception check. Very nice. You notice these bracers he's got on.
Before I shake his hand, I am not comfortable shaking your hands with while you are hiding braces on your arm.
Sorry, they wouldn't be braces. They'd be a heavy gold band, more like a bracelet, and it is, it looks very well crafted. And you say that do you still say the same thing with this gold bracelet as it kind of jingles as he reaches out his hand?
Is it just like a gold bracelet, or is it like a thick gold bracelet?
So, in your experience as an adventurer, you guys can tell when things are masterwork or magical. This clearly is radiating some light magic, or light. So it's almost like you could tell it's a magic item. It's clearly some sort of magic bracelet. What it does, you have no idea, but you can tell it's shedding a very faint little bit of light, and it clearly must be magical. The quality of the craft.
My current spirit is not one for handshaking. So we will do the trade without the handshake.
This, he kind of reaches, shows the bracelet. This is merely a harmless artifact. It makes sure the deals are sound when I shake on it. You can see inscribed on it is a holy symbol of Arfin, which is the god of trade and commerce.
I think you should note, Minnie, is in John's world, deals and such made in a god's name are very, very serious.
No one's invoked Arfin's name.
True. I'm just letting you know.
And if you're not a heavy religion check, you wouldn't know. Like, it's such a thing.
I know nothing of religion.
Yeah.
My current spirit is not one for shaking on deals.
Alright, give me a diplomacy check. See if you can convince him to do this deal without shaking your hand. Oh, that's an 18. Or
Not
do you
bad,
get it on all on your charisma checks, right? With your spear bonus?
Yeah. And if I fail, let me know.
You do not
'cause
fail.
I might do something.
He shifts about, but you just convince him quite a bit with the story. And he nods. He says, alright, alright. Pulls out the boots. And
I hand him the shovel.
takes the shovel. You now have boots of escape. I can add those to your sheet if you want.
Yeah.
Okay, give me a second.
I'm just going to quickly, because this actually annoys me.
I am not sure how I.
That doesn't make sense.
Trade me boots for a shovel.
That is so weird. Because yeah, it's coded right. It's sitting on charisma skills.
That's fine. You have boots of escape on your sheet now. Yeah, he hands you the boots. You hand him the shovel. He looks it over, and yeah, you can walk away.
I walk away.
You just scammed potentially bad criminal or something out of a magical item with a fucking rusty shovel.
That's gonna come.
Him. I did not say a single thing that was not true.
What about the psychic impression part?
That's gonna come back to bite us in the ass.
Every spirit leaves psychic impressions.
Okay.
I told him it was very pure, not that it was very strong.
Fair enough.
I touched it, therefore.
Therefore.
Anything else you guys want to do, or are you guys ready to get off this boat?
I'm ready to get off this boat.
Yeah.
I'm too. Yeah.
You guys,
I'm not
double
gonna
check
scam
that
any more
my
people.
Entire thing is loaded completely fine, and then yeah, off.
Yeah, the ship does its normal thing. It stays out to sea a bit, and you guys are getting rowed to shore. And as you're getting rowed to shore, you see there is a cart there with it looks like you're kind of squinting out. It looks like an elvish individual. He's got glasses on. And he's got this big sign that says Aegir on it.
Airport pickup.
And yeah, you guys are just getting rowed to shore. Is there anything you guys want to talk about before you get to the shore, or you guys all see this sign that says Aegir on it with this elf holding it?
Quite popular, mate.
I know. I don't suppose the elf, looking at Ender, need a quick pitch stop before we go back to Westwall, do you?
Man, there's no sirens around. I'm okay.
Well, then I guess we're just going to get on the cart.
Yeah, you guys get to shore.
What, 2 days?
Yeah, 2 days have passed, so you can rest up for 2 days worth. And as you get to the shore, this elf kind of locks eyes with you. He closes this big thing that he had up. He puts it on the side of the cart, and he kind of rushes up. Do you guys have any like bags or anything you're carrying?
I have my backpack.
Yeah, he looks to all of you and he says, hello. The historian sent me. I'm here to escort you to him. I hope your travels were successful. But we can discuss all that on the road. Your bags, do you need help loading them in the cart?
I switch to Elven real quick. Do you look kind of what would it be? In a rush, cousin? Everything okay?
Oh yeah, he'll speak in Elven. He says, it's good to speak the mother tongue. Yes, the historian has been anxious to see the results of all of your journey. He's instructed me to make haste back to his manor and hopefully resolve this journey. He's got a lot of coin waiting for you if you are successful.
I'm fine with mine. And I just get on and sort of like sit.
Sure? You're encumbered.
Yeah, but I get on and put my backpack off and then sit it next to me.
Yeah, he will help anyone who wants help on the cart. He'll just offer like his hand to like help you up if you want. If not, you guys can just. It's like a 5-person cart, so it's a little roomy for all 4 of you. Yeah, you get in the back. There's 2 horses in the front, and he'll, if everyone wants to get in, he will start moving the cart back to the city.
I'm just gonna lean back, close his eyes, and nap while we drive.
Yeah, anything you guys want to talk about on your journey? It'll take you, I think it's on cart. You move a little bit faster than you guys walked here. But it'll be about like a day and a half. I don't know if there's anything specific you want to do.
Once we're out of reach of other people going to Westfall, I will tell the party that I traded the shovel for the boots.
I liked that shovel.
I will get you a new shovel.
I guess they weren't that great boots then, considering someone wanted that shovel for them.
Magic items all shed like a faint light.
I don't know their magical items.
I know, but you can just tell that these boots shed a little bit of light and they look very well crafted.
Are you wearing them? I should ask.
Don't think so. No.
Do you have them out?
Yeah, he showed you the boots.
I mean, I'll cast Detect Magic.
Sure, you start casting a spell and.
So you traded a rusty old shovel, but I bought on the ship, for magical boots.
That is correct.
Nice trade.
Oh, no. Are you sure not what is gonna come on after us for that shit?
I didn't say anything that was not true.
Come on, brother. We all know you conned him.
I did no such thing. I told him the truth.
That shovel is not worth how much these boots are worth. You conned him. I don't care how your fancy words swayed him or what you said to convince him. You full well knew it was not worth that.
I mean, it's not my fault he didn't ask me what the shovel was worth.
Yeah, you can give me a knowledge arcana to get the school, but yeah, you detect magic and is definitely magical. You can give me knowledge arcana to get the school, or just spellcraft to identify it. Whatever, or both, whatever you want to do.
But I thought I should let you know, as this shovel was in the travel fund. Now the boots are in the travel fund. If anybody
your spellcraft was a failure. You're not sure what these boots are.
I thought I paid straight up for the shovel.
But you can give me knowledge arcana for the school.
I don't care.
I mean, if you want the boots, you can buy them from the travel fund. He said something about disappearing and reappearing.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's
can
not
I at
enough.
least get the command word?
There's no command word. But if Aegir describes it to you, you don't need to check. This is a common magic item. You can know what it is, but you weren't able to detect what it was yourself. But by the sound of it, they sound like boots of escape.
Oh, we'll wait till the nighttime and test them out.
Sure.
I don't agree with us keeping these boots. I'm for saying it here. We should find this merchant and trade him back.
I agree with your sister on that.
Why?
I might be.
I did
You
an
conned
honest to
him,
God
brother. No,
Why?
you did not. You cannot say you did an honest trade when you know you are being dishonorable. You can tell me whatever little lies you want to spew in your head to convince yourself, but you know you were dishonorable.
I don't know. I'm an ex-pirate, so I don't. That's not that fun with me.
I don't see how trading is dishonorable.
It's dishonorable when you're trying to deceive or convince the person who doesn't have knowledge of the item that it's worth more than it's truly worth.
I never said how much the item was worth. I never specified anything that the
So what did you
merchant
tell
didn't
him
want.
to convince him that it was worth as much as these boots are?
I told him it was a shovel that worked well underwater.
That's all
And
you told
nothing
him, and
else.
he's willing to trade you special boots for a shovel that works well underwater.
It's not my fault he's a bad salesman.
Is your brother always
Up
like
to your
this?
usual shit. Frequently, yes. It's quite irritating at times.
Well, I just hope that her lucks keep going and doesn't run out for us.
I try and change the subject. This stew is pretty good.
What fucking stew?
Yeah, you
I
can-
thought we were
carriage.
stopped
yeah,
for
you
the
stopped
night.
for the evening. Yeah, you're around a campfire talking about these boots and stuff.
I'm not around the campfire.
Sure.
I am away from the campfire.
Right? You're up in a tree as usual, right?
Well, at this point, while we're having a conversation, I will be around you, but I'm nowhere near the campfire.
Ah, okay. I'm also sort of keeping an eye. I'd hate to be snuck up on by, any bad monsters or anything.
Yeah, the elf here assures you that it's safe to sleep in the cart, and he'll keep you safe. Or he says the cart's been given magical protections. And actually, when you detect magic, you do detect magic on the cart. I forgot to mention that.
Okay, I tell that him he's right. The cart's got some kind of protections in it.
Yeah, you detect abjuration. You don't need to check. It's abjuration usually.
I'm going to sleep.
No,
Yep.
same. I sleep
I'm
during the
annoyed
sleep.
at my brother.
Still gonna. Yeah, I guess I'll get some sleep.
Yeah.
Sure.
I go find a tree.
You
I
go find a
will-
what?
A tree?
Oh, sure. Okay.
I will ask the Ender to try out the boots since he knows more about normal magic than I do.
Okay, I'll walk over to Gwen. You want to grab a hold of me?
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Once
just
you
imagine you doing
Grab you.
yeah, she kind of like bear hugs you, and then you immediately
Wait,
feel
she bear hugs me? Nope,
whatever.
I don't try to escape.
once
If
she's
you don't
a-
try to escape, I just push you away and walk away.
I
Yeah,
will
they were.
poke him.
Fuck you guys. Fucking elves.
but once she had
My
grappled you,
character is totally laughing, but go ahead.
yeah, but when she had grappled you in that moment, you felt like you could use the boots. It felt like you just had a thought of like the boots are active or whatever.
Okay, no,
But if
I'll
you didn't actually use them, you don't know what they do, I guess, or if they do what they say they do.
sure. I'll actually. No, after she pushes me away, I say, "What?" And I let Aegir. Okay, you grab a hold of me. I did feel something there.
I grab a hold of him.
Yeah, you.
Okay, I attempt to
grapple him.
use the boots.
Yeah, you feel as if you can go with anywhere within 30 feet magically. And if
Okay.
you attempt to use that spot you're looking at, he like dissipates and reappears in 30 feet away.
Do I feel like that would provoke an attack of opportunity?
You do not feel like it will provoke attack of opportunity.
Okay. I immediately remove them. Pretty cool stuff. And hand them back to Aegir.
I will put them in my backpack for now.
By the way, mate, I think your camera shifted because you look very.
We're very tilted.
Yes!
Yeah, it has. I'm not gonna fix it for the last 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and is there anything you guys want to talk about before I skip to you guys getting to the manor to talk to the old elf?
No.
All right.
All I will do is a moment rest before we enter. Like, remember, don't say anything.
Did you mention anything at all about the encounter with the salesperson, specifically the red coin? Did you mention the red coin?
I might have.
That would be something that my character would want to know and remember.
This guy tried to make me do something illegal. He didn't tell me what. For a red ruby coin.
Okay,
if he does
John,
mention that, you can give me knowledge history or knowledge geography.
Yeah. I have no knowledge.
Yeah, anyone, any of the party.
I have those.
Would I potentially actually know about it? I was a pirate for many years.
If you were a pirate for many years, you've definitely heard of ruby coins being traded amongst the undersea pirates. And Ender, yeah, you've heard of these ruby coins. They are common currency employed by a network of assassins in Morocco. They can be exchanged for in a black market of sorts for goods, services, items.
Okay, say, well, there's bad news, and then there's more bad news. The bad news is those coins are basically traded amongst a network of assassins, and the other bad news is you fleeced them.
So
this is just assassins. Pirates also use them. So
yeah. So the coins are the coins are distributed by the assassin network, but anyone can earn them and redeem them. So, like Raz was saying, pirates or anyone who earns these coins, and just as Aegir had a chance to get a coin, he's not an assassin, but he could have a coin. So yeah, anyone can have these coins, but they originate.
So if he says that, I correct myself. Like, so you might be right. Maybe he's not an assassin,
but it's more the fact that he pissed potentially off a ruby coin holder. That's bad.
I did no such thing. Why? I made.
If the assassins comes, don't expect me to protect you with my own life, mate. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just saying. You can say whatever you want. It's what he decides. Okay, this person that you traded the shovel to might not see it the way you see it.
And if it comes to that, I will remind him that we made an honest trade. I'm sure.
It's your call, buddy.
Yeah, sure. I mean, he's not around here anyway, so it's not like I
never see that guy again.
Okay, I'm ready. I'm ready for the manor.
Yeah, you guys could talk about this on your way to the manor, but eventually you get to the manor. The elf lets you out of the cart. He lets you know.
Remind Ender, don't say shit. Remember that. Keep quiet. For once, I beg you.
He'll look at Aegir and Gwen. He says, "You both have met the historian, but for you two, please. He's quite old. Please don't be abrupt or do anything crazy."
I'm not allowed to talk.
Well, maybe that's for the best. I would prefer you not say anything if you're going to say something offensive.
I think these two individuals might just wait outside.
Well, the historian is specifically asked
my character says no.
Yes, the historian is specifically...
It's not up to you. You're paid by me. Once I get paid by you. Your deal is with me. My deal is with the historian.
The elf looks awkwardly. The historian would requested to meet all of you, but of course, Aegir here does speak the truth, and I'll leave it up to you what to do.
If he requested all of us, then I suppose it's fine.
He did. I think he'll be most pleased to see our fellow kin was you employed as well.
I'm just gonna be near Ender for this entire thing, just
Sure.
within 5 feet.
He, the self here, opens the manor door and just kind of motions, waves a hand inside.
I walk in. I
Same.
Can someone give me a D100? I just want to see if there happens to
You
be
know what?
anyone,
I'll do it.
anyone interesting that's in the
39.
middle. No. Okay. Yeah. There's as you're coming in, you just see a half elf. He looks like a noble. He's wearing these very nice clothing. He kind of looks at you all and nods at you, and as he's heading out as you're heading in, he just like nods at you, says good day, and he just is leaving.
You said he was a noble. Was he wearing any symbol at all?
Yes. You can give me a knowledge nobility if you have it, or knowledge history to see if you recognize the sigil on his clothing. No, you're not too quite sure. It must be one of those lower noble families, but he definitely comes from money. The way he carries himself and his clothing, it's like embroidered in some gold trim and stuff like that. But you don't quite recognize the sigil.
Slight look of disinterest. Lower class.
But you all can walk in, and you are escorted to this big library as you come in, and there's like maybe like 8 columns of bookshelves filled with books and tomes, and this very old elf kind of peeks over the railing. It's kind of like a 2-story area, and he peeks over the railing as you guys are coming into the room, and he says, "Oh, fantastic!"
Very old elf. Okay.
Yes, he's gray. He has a bit of a hunch. He has
So
gray hair.
Whatever. I give him the like a. I don't know what elves do. They bow, they curtsy, they nod.
Yeah,
Some kind of a symbol. I give him a gesture of respect.
Yeah, you guys would. You guys have seen elder elves before, but it's kind of not a commonplace thing, and he looks pleasantly surprised as he sees fellow elves in his home. He greets you in Elvish.
I say back in Elvish. I just call him honored elder.
He responds, "Honored guests," and then he'll switch to common. He says, "I'm glad you've all returned and safe. Were you successful? Were you able to find the treasure tome?"
So before we go on, how do I cast a spell and not have people notice me?
You need
that
feats
possible?
to do such a thing. No, unless
You need
it's
feet? Okay.
unless it's somatic only, we could talk. If it has verbal, in the rules it clearly says you must project your voice and do obvious motions. So it's
Okay.
not, unless you take feats, you can't really hide it.
Or
We
certain
were-
archetype.
We were able to procure the tome for you.
I knew I found the right people for the task. My sources did not lead me astray. Please, take a seat. I'll be down in a moment. And he'll disappear from view. And before you can see that there's chairs around a round table. There's some books open. There's candles lit. But I don't know if you guys take a seat or not. There's like 8 chairs around this round table.
I'm just making sure that I'm near near Ender, in case I need to basically shut him up.
Sure.
You can try.
But yeah, do you guys take a seat or do you guys remain standing?
I take a seat near one of the books just to see what book it is.
Sure, yeah, you peek over, and it's open in the middle of the book. And are you trying to actually read what's in the book?
I just want to see the title, maybe, or the.
Yeah.
Sure, I'll actually try and read the book.
Are you looking at the title or are you reading the book, or both?
Both.
You can see the title of this book is in common. It's called Time-Honored History of Humans. The author is Tanya Aldriana. And the page that's open, you just start skimming at a random spot, and it starts saying, and after the bloody war, what's her name? Making me read all these old notes.
That's okay. Doesn't sound very interesting. Is there another near?
Oh, it's
book near me?
interesting.
Oh, it's interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the reason it's laying there. And Jen is asking if you'll be.
Shoot. Winnie, do you remember the last name of your character?
Vasiliev.
Vasiliev, yes. Says Queen Vasiliev settled this land here and was disputing with this person, and they settled it with one-on-one combat. She is now known as like a bloodthirsty warrior, etc. You just skim this stuff about this.
Any other books near before he gets down?
Yeah, there's 2 other books on this table.
I will actually shift seats.
Yeah, you can shift seats to another book. Its title is called The Gods and Their Glory, written by an elf. You can tell by the name. It's Elromior Reluvial. And it's not open, it's closed. And another book is called Wicked Wizards and Their Whereabouts by Joffrey Spanglin.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Both books are closed.
Dog-eared by any chance?
What was that?
Are they dog-eared by any chance? Any pages dog-eared?
Does that mean like folded in or marked, or what do you
Yeah,
mean?
dog-eared.
Gotcha. No, does not seem to be the case at first glance.
Okay, I note that. Not actually note it, but I'm like, okay, he's looking up wizards. What was the other one? The elven one?
It was written by an elf. It was what was it? It's about the gods. It's called The Gods and Their Glory.
Okay. So he's reading about old wizards, gods, and the fight with Natalia Vasiliev.
That's where it was open, but that book was just about the human history of the world, or whatever.
Okay.
And yeah, he after a few moments of you looking at those things, he'll have made his way down with his bronze chest. It's kind of jingling as he walks, and it seems like he's like struggling to lift it a bit. He just kind of leaves it on the table, and he kind of taps it and he says, I trust you were successful, and I have your reward we talked about. Can I see the book?
I hand him the book. I suppose.
Yeah, he carefully, as you hand it to him, he looks at it and he says, and he starts flipping through it and he says, yes, this is it. And he'll close it and he'll push the chest toward you, Aegir.
Casper, do you remember what it was you told us the reward was? Was it 125?
80? No, 80 platinum.
75.
There's 75 platinum for each of us. That's what
you said. You said 80. I remember.
Did I say 80?
Okay, 80.
I think I started at 75 and then went up to 80. But yeah. Sure. I put my hand on top of the chest, so no one can open it unless I move my hand.
Yeah, there's a little lock on it, and he hasn't given you a key, but he just he lets you know that the money's in there, and he looks over the tome, and yeah, he seems satisfied with it. He stuffs it away in his cloak, and he says, "Thank you all." As he looks to everyone, this is an important tome that I didn't want to be found in the wilderness by the wrong hands. You can trust that it is safe here. Amongst my collection.
Why was it so important for you that we found this book?
Like I said, I heard whispers that perhaps others have heard about its whereabouts, and before those whispers turned to truths, I wanted to make sure it was safe and protected amongst other tomes of history, and not to be used by anyone with ill will.
Alright.
And with that, I believe our business is concluded unless you have any other questions for me?
I look over at Gwen. I'm good.
Yes,
Excellent.
I think we are done here.
He will say farewell in Elven and wish you well, and then in Common he'll just say, "It was a pleasure working with the both of you, and I'm glad that you picked my kin to assist you. No better, they say, no other nobler race of Astamar than an elf." Nods to both of you, or to all of you.
I nod back and just turn around and start heading out.
You guys can.
I will say goodbye to him again. Call him Honored Elder, and in Elven say, "If you should ever need me," and I give him my name.
Yeah, he'll note it. Nod.
I will jiggle the chest before I leave.
Yeah, it sounds full. Feels heavy.
I will pick it up and start walking out.
Yeah, and
I will of course say goodbye and
yeah,
let him know if he ever needs anything. Feel free to find us.
Yeah, as you say that, and all of you mentioned about, or Ender mentioned about if you need something, he says, "Are you planning on staying in town for a while, or do you plan on moving on?"
I think we have a halfling problem we need to figure out.
He looks a little confused, but
I do this. I make this noise.
Interesting. Well, I hope you stay a while. I may have things that come up here and there, and you've clearly, as he taps his chest where the book he put in his cloak, you've proven your you've proven your reliability. I will definitely seek you out should I need anything delicate handled again. And
You have a very impressive library. Can anyone peruse the books here?
Oh,
I'm
no.
somewhat of a studious man. Elf.
Not just anyone, but elf, of course.
I half smile.
Definitely allow you access to my library.
I bow again. Thank you.
Yeah. He lets his butler, if you will, show you out. And you guys have your time amongst yourselves in the city.
As soon as we get outside and get a bit away.
Before we leave the manor, I will open the lockbox or chest or whatever, and I will hand 80 platinum pieces to each of the elves.
I glare at you heavily.
I will also hand 80 platinum pieces to my sister. And I will lock up the box, which clearly has more than 80 platinum pieces left. If anyone is looking.
Yeah, I'm looking.
There's an awkward tension amongst the group as you hand out everyone's share.
I just walk out.
Yeah, my thing comes when we leave the mansion.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to do it like in a random tavern where everybody can see it.
Yeah, so you're right outside the manor and you do this, and do you guys say anything, or?
So, John, this manor is it like in the middle of town? Is it on the outskirts of the town?
It's a bit on the outskirts. You're about to maybe like a 10-minute, 15-minute brisk jog from the city.
Okay. Rasmus, let's go. So, Angia.
Mm-hmm.
No, also actually remind me of this before I continue. Did you tell us what the reward was? Or did you just say that you will pay us 80 platinum? So you mentioned that there was a reward and it would then be split among us all and it would be this.
No, he flat out just said he would pay you 80 platinum for coming on this job.
In that case, I actually don't say anything.
I do. I say, so you're clearly keeping more of the reward for yourself?
I told you this. The reward is split into 5. 1 for each of us and 1 for the travel fund. As we are still not back at where we met, the travel fund is still in play. And as long as we're traveling together, the travel fund will be in play. And we still have this halfling box we need to deliver somewhere. I'm assuming you are not doing anything and want to help with that, since you were there when we found it.
So what is this whole thing about returning halfling box? I'm confused here.
The key has a
Oh,
name on
okay.
it, and I would
Yeah.
like to find the owner of this key and box if possible.
And will you be paying me for that also?
I would like to find the owner and return it. I do not know if there's a reward for this. It is just the honorable thing to do. You may stay around if you wish, or you may leave, but I intend to return these items to their rightful place if possible.
I have no intention of paying you for this. I will let you know that you will get your share of the travel fund whenever we're done with our quest, and as this quest has not concluded for all of us yet, we're still on it. So once we're done with the quest, the travel fund will be split equally.
What quest? We just returned the book.
And now
What more is there?
we still have the box. The box is part of the quest. As my sister said, you're free to leave if you don't want your share of the travel fund.
So
But as
basically,
far as
you're holding.
The deal of the quest was you hired us to help find this book and return it. Now you're changing the deal, which I guess you seem to be quite fond of doing.
I'm not changing the deal. I hired you to help us find a thing and deliver it back.
Which we just did.
I never specifically told you what thing.
Boy, you are not very trustworthy, sir. You're basically holding the rest of that reward over our heads in hopes that we'll help you finish the quest that she wants to do.
I have paid you exactly the amount agreed upon.
Nah, I'm done with you. I walk away from it.
If you don't want the rest of the travel fund.
No, I'm not going to allow you to blackmail me, sir. You're a very dishonorable and distrustful person. You fleeced the other guy out of that magical item, and I think he's going to come after you for that. And now you're holding the rest of this ransom reward over me in hopes that I'll help you do something else. You're basically blackmailing me. My character turns and walks away.
Sure.
So wait, come back. And I hand both of you 40 platinum.
I
say, it's your choice if you wish to stay or wish to go, but here, take this.
I decline the 40.
Yeah, I take the 20 that is due me.
But what? She offers you 40, you take 20?
No, because she's saying she offers us 40 because we're both still owed 20
I'm offering
to make it
you both 40. No, technically you each are owed 45 more, but I don't have enough to give you 45, so I'm giving you 40
each. 100 for each?
Well, 400? That's if you keep the party fund, because wasn't it 500 total?
I thought it was 100 per player.
No, it was the reward was 500, yeah. So technically if you split it
sure.
between 4 people, it would be 125. So it's still like 45 they would each be due, but I don't have enough to give each 45.
In that case, I would have paid them 100 platinum each. I'm not the agreed upon 80.
Okay, we're doing 100 each, right?
Okay, so then I put out 25 to each of you.
Yeah. Technically, I'm paying you more than
25. And saying the deal was that I would be paid 100, that I have been paid. So on that we're good. All of this weird travel fun stuff I don't really care about. You paid me 100 to do a job. The job has been done in my opinion. You paid me for that job, so on that we're good. Coming to this thing with turning this box running a gnome or halfling.
I will actually I'll take the 25 from you, and I say, fine, I will help you. And I point at Gwen. You.
I got
Fair
nothing else
enough.
going on, so I guess sure while I look for more work.
I just wish to do the honorable thing. This obviously belonged to someone. It bears someone's name. All I want to do is see that it's rightfully returned to them.
So I point outside. I wonder if the historian can help us with that.
Maybe, but to be honest, I don't feel like talking to any of you right now, and I want to go get some
Do
rest.
take the silver lockbox out of my backpack and hand it to Igiro. I'll help you, but I'm not gonna keep carrying this. And I will, I'm sending it to you.
Sure.
There you go.
And yeah, you will probably end the session here. So is the plan you want to go find a way to find out who owned this lockbox and return it to them? That's the next thing you guys want to do?
Yep.
Yeah, obviously, like, my goal is to try to stay in town to see if the wizard wants something else from us, but I will spend some time trying to research and see if I can at least get information on who this person might have been, if I can.
Now, my character is fairly smart. I can help you with that if you wish. I am local. I have local knowledges and stuff.
I would just, like, get where you're staying and let you know that I'll check in with you in a day or two to start, like, researching this with you, but I want to go, like, chill for a little bit and, like, leave me alone.
When you guys, if everyone leaves, I'm actually going to go knock on the door and see if he'll let me, like, just kind of hang out in his library.
Yeah, you will.
I'm gonna, like, Blast is gonna do what he said. He's gonna try and also, like, find some work in town.
Sure. I've given you guys your experience for turning in the quest.
It's not the level.
Level up.
And we will end here since I have an appointment I need to make it to. So we can talk about any in-between stuff that you guys want to do, or if you want to find work and stuff like that, we can talk about that.
I'm just going to level up. And
sure, yeah,
I am also
leave,
going to,
the thing open.
Since I have 100 platinum, I'm going to buy Muleback Cords.
Yeah, you guys can buy any, you don't need to tell me about it. You have the money,
I
you
also
can buy
do that. That would be nice. I wouldn't have to worry about encumbrance at all.
Yeah, anything else you want to get on the record before I cut the stream?
No.
Excellent. Alright, stream going down.